For the next 1,000 days, I'm gonna become a bunch of different warriors with loads of awesome skills. Using my incredible powers and weapons, I'll overcome dragons, titans, war, and even gods in Minecraft. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby Viking on a ship. I'm gonna be the mightiest Viking hero. However, when I arrived at shore, my village had been burnt to the ground. Nothing remained, aside from a sole survivor who told me,
"If you can stop them, they'll destroy everything that remains."
Who? Who did this?
The most horrific and powerful creature I've ever seen. Their name is...
No! How am I supposed to stop them if I don't even know who they are? Just then, the weather cleared, and a shadow quickly passed over me. When I looked up, though, nothing was there. Whatever it is, it's big. On day 2, I searched around the Scorched Village for any clues to who or what could have done this. There were fires everywhere, and even some huge craters in the ground. Are these footprints? This beast is massive! While searching through the rubble, I discovered a lone egg. It must have had a very strong shell to survive all of the destruction. What's this doing out here? I'll make sure nothing happens to you, little guy. Just then, a bunch of bandits ran out and attacked me.
Give us the egg.
No way! A Viking would never trust criminals like you. As a baby, I only had 5 hearts, but after running in circles for a while, I found a sword on the ground. I instinctively knew I should throw it. It hit a bandit and did a lot of damage. Whoa! As a Viking, I can throw my weapons. That's awesome! After our tussle, I managed to take all the bandits out. Ha! Even as a baby, I still won! Vikings are the toughest around! I noticed that when they died, they had dropped a map on the ground. Huh, better check this out and see what's going on. On day 3, I followed the map, slaying a few cows and eating their meat on the way. After some searching, I found a library. Huh, I guess knowledge was the real treasure all along. I went inside and found someone who looked pretty smart. Excuse me, you look pretty smart. Could I ask you a question?
Why, yes. I am the historian. That's what I'm here for.
I explained to him how I woke up in a destroyed village, found an egg, and was attacked by bandits.
I can't believe you survived the attack of not only the beast, but also bandits. Astounding.
Well, I only survived the beast because I wasn't there when it attacked. But yeah.
That beast is a force unlike any other, more powerful than the ancient dragons of our past. Nobody knows where it came from. Can I see the egg in question?
Sure. I carefully handed the historian the egg.
My word, that's a dragon egg. Many think those creatures are extinct.
So does that mean lots more people will be after it?
Yes, little Viking. Guard it with your life. The bandits will stop at nothing for it.
Well, I better make some shelter then. I left the library to go punch some trees. I gathered wood and made myself a wooden pickaxe and crafting bench. Next, I mined some cobblestone and made stone tools. Woo! I'm hungry and in the mood for some bread. I traveled to a nearby village and collected some wheat to make bread. I also searched a chest and found an extra bed. Next, I found a good spot and built a basic shelter with the wood and cobblestone I gathered earlier. Afterwards, I placed down a campfire to keep the egg warm. Good night, egg. I lay down and drifted off to sleep. The next morning, I woke up and the dragon egg was gone. My dragon egg! Oh no! I gotta find it quick! On days 4 through 7, I ran outside my house in a panic to discover a baby dragon chasing around some sheep. The egg must have hatched! Hey there, little guy! Oh! Wait, come back! I chased after him and found him at abandoned camp.
No. The dragon? Ha! This wee little lizard will make us a fortune.
Hey, leave him alone! The little dude ran and hid while I fought off the bandits. They all came at me with their axes, and I fought them off with my sword. They were pretty tough, but I kept running around the campfire and throwing my sword at them, and I was able to wear them down. In the end, it was a close fight, but I was able to overpower them and take them out. Yeah, that's right! That's Viking power! Little buddy, the coast is clear. You can come out now. The baby dragon emerged and walked over timidly. I won't hurt you, little guy. I'm Max. What's your name? How about I call you Watson? Cool. I noticed a note on the ground that must have been dropped by the bandits. Huh? What's this? The disasters grow worse and worse each day. Nobody can escape the impending doom of the mysterious beast. It's only a matter of time before their destruction consumes all of the overworld. This beast sounds terrifying. I need to find out more to discover who they really are. On days 8 through 12, I decided I needed to look for more leads to find this giant creature. Hey, don't run off again, okay? Leaving Watson at the base, I returned to the historian for more information.
Hello again, little one.
I need some more info on the whereabouts of this creature. Is there anything you can tell me about the region or the creature's habits?
It's Behavior is sporadic and unpredictable, but it consistently targets Viking villages in the area.
Always Viking villages?
Yes, always Vikings. There are reports of it hunting other villages' pigs and cattle for sustenance. But when it attacks Viking villages, it takes no prisoners. It is not hunting for food.
More like for sport.
Yes, or possibly revenge.
Oh, revenge? What is the history of Vikings in this area?
Long ago, Vikings landed on these beautiful shores, and our colony began growing rapidly, taking over the surrounding areas. They quickly discovered the dragons populating the area, and although they mostly kept to themselves, early Vikings began hunting them out of fear.
That's horrible! I can't imagine Vikings these days doing something like that.
I know. Times have changed quite a bit. The dragons, being very intelligent creatures, did not appreciate these acts of aggression and quickly grew to resent the Vikings for hurting their people. Over time, the dragon population diminished, and mysterious disappearances of Vikings began to grow as well. These disappearances continue to this day. However, recently, the acts of aggression have begun to ramp up to the destruction of whole villages by an unknown force of evil.
Wow, that's so interesting. Thank you for the information. Suddenly, the surge of new knowledge made me transform. I grew into an adult Viking and gained 5 hearts. Whoa, I guess knowledge is power. There's still so much I don't know about this beast. I'll have to ask around to get some more info. On days 13 through 15, I was exploring and found a beach full of shipwrecks. I investigated the shoreline. I couldn't imagine something that could destroy that many ships all at once. This doesn't look like the work of a storm. Don't tell me the beast caused this. I searched the shipwrecks for any survivors, but it seemed like they were abandoned a long time ago. Hello? Is anyone here? Come out here. I want to help. Just then, I heard a strange sound nearby. I checked out where the noise was coming from and turned to see a bunch of drowned heading in my direction. Ah! They all began to attack me, so I took out my sword to fend them off. Unfortunately, throwing my blade was useless underwater. One of them even had a trident, so I had to be careful. I fought them off the best I could up close, but I had to come up occasionally for air. After a lot of back and forth, I managed to slice down the final drowned. It looks like any survivors are long gone. With nobody around, I looted the boats for anything helpful. Inside one boat, I found a chest containing a weapon, a map, and a note. Huh, what's this? The beast is horrifying and powerful, but the bounty placed on it is too big to ignore. The bandits will find any leads and defeat the beast ourselves. I guess the bandits who used to own these ships were after the beast for money. Maybe this map is just the lead I need. On days 16 through 18, I returned home to see the dragon was gone again. Man, that little guy doesn't want to stay put. I went out searching for him and came across a village where a bunch of Viking townspeople were crowded around Watson.
Whoa,
Oh my gosh!
I thought dragons were totally extinct.
Does this mean they're coming back?
Awesome!
Hey, I told you to stay put, my guy. I could tell he was getting nervous and overwhelmed by all the people, so I tried to push through the crowd to get him, but I was too late. He started attacking the townsfolk. Watson, whoa! You can't be doing that, buddy! Sorry, everyone. He's not used to being around people. I immediately began to guide him back home so we wouldn't scare anyone else. Sorry, buddy, but if you don't like attention, stay put at home. On days 19 through 21, I decided it was time to get some work done on the base. I gathered up some sheep and traveled back home by boat. Afterwards, I built them a pen. Now food won't be an issue for me. Next, I went out mining and gathered some iron and coal. I used my furnace and smelted some ingots, then cooked some mutton. I crafted a set of iron tools and a pair of iron boots. Looking good. After that was finished, I made a chest room for all of my stuff. One day this will be full of the finest loot. I started adding some structure to the base because my plan was to build a longhouse, which is shaped like my ship in honor of my Viking heritage. After getting the framework for my longhouse started, I shifted to building a nice dragon area for Watson, so he wouldn't want to leave again. What do dragons like? I made a normal room out of cobblestone and wood planks and showed it to him for approval. What do you think? You don't like it? What would you change about it? He burnt down the roof using his fire abilities and started jumping around happily. I see, so dragons like an open sky. I'm cool with this, as long as you don't fly off somewhere. I'm learning a bit more about you each day. On days 22 through 25, I followed the map I found in the shipwreck. Sailing through the great big blue ocean was invigorating. Man, I love being a Viking. I continued to travel and eventually came across a lone tavern on an island. Huh, that's ominous. What secrets do you hold? I headed inside to find a chef being threatened by a bandit.
I know he was here. Tell me where he went.
Sorry, I can't send a horde of bandits on an innocent man. Plus, that creature has no business with money-hungry fools like you.
Then you leave me with no choice.
Hey, leave her alone!
What's this? A Viking wants to tussle with me. I will take you out in a second.
The bandit charged me with an axe in hand and swung down with all of his might. He wasn't messing around, so I took out my iron battle axe and landed a devastating hit of my own. We tussled in the tavern for a while, but it was tough to fight in close quarters. I moved the battle outside and continued to dwindle down his health hit by hit. Dueling up close was tough, so I started using my axe throwing abilities to keep the bandit at bay. With my new distance, I took the opportunity to heal up. After a close battle, I managed to land a killing blow. That's right, you bandit scum!
Thank you so much, brave Viking. Those bandits will do anything for a quick buck. They don't actually care about anyone or anything.
Why was that bandit being so aggressive with you?
They were looking for the whereabouts of one of my guests for a potential lead on the beast.
What do you mean?
The guest in question is the only person to ever survive an attack from the beast.
On days 26 through 29, I was talking to the chef to learn any new information I could about the beast.
I've always had a wide cast of characters come into my tavern, but this night was different. It was dark and stormy, and nearly every guest had left. I was cleaning up when a strange man came inside. He looked like he had seen a ghost, so I asked if I could help him with something. He told me to swear that I never tell another soul, and explained that he had come into contact with the beast. According to him, it had left his village beyond recognition. Not even the power of 100 dragons could match the might of the beast. It rampaged and killed his family, his friends, leaving nothing behind. Thankfully, he was able to escape before it took him away too. The only thing he asked for was some food and a roof for the night. I let him stay, and he was gone in the morning. That's the last I saw of him, but if you're seeking the beast, he'd be the one to ask.
Do you have any idea where he might be headed?
He seemed like he wanted to lay low. I checked the villages in the east.
Thank you for your help. Suddenly, I transformed again, giving me brand new Viking armor and 5 hearts. Sweet! I'm becoming a tougher Viking each day. On days 30 through 32, I took my ship out to explore for more sites of the beast's destruction. Eventually, I came across a massive ancient temple that looked like it may have been partially destroyed by the beast. I had never seen something so incredible. Whoa, even in this state, it's beautiful. I cautiously entered the building, which was just as stunning on the inside as it was out. Despite its old age and damage, it remained standing strong. I explored the abandoned structure until I found a strange old Viking crouched in the corner. Hey, are you okay? It twisted around and charged straight at me. Ah! He charged at me with great haste, wielding a mysterious golden blade from ancient times. I knew too many hits from that could be lethal, so I tried to keep him away by throwing my battle axe. Whenever he got too close, I wasn't afraid to land melee attacks on my own. The two of us went back and forth, matching each other's strength. I could tell he was a powerful warrior, but I was strong too. I dealt one final blow and he fell to the ground. It sounded like he was saying something.
Come closer.
Okay, but no funny business. I inched closer to him to hear what he had to say.
Please forgive me. Weeks ago, I was exploring this temple when the beast arrived and started wreaking havoc. It cursed me, and I have been stuck here ever since. Thank you for freeing me. Now I can finally rest.
So the beast has magical powers too? It can curse people? Please, tell me more about what you saw.
I can't. It's something simple words cannot describe. It was mightier than the dragons. All our ancestors feared it. It was...
No! Upon his death, he dropped his golden ancient blade as well as a shield. I swear, I'll find the beast who did this to you and avenge my people. On days 33 through 36, I started my journey home from the ancient temple. During my travels, I discovered that the Viking village from a while ago was now in ruin. What happened here? I spotted the group of 3 Vikings that were spooked by Watson a few days ago and rushed to them for more information. Are you guys okay? What destroyed your village?
We were returning from a hunt and found our home like this. It looks like the work of the beast. We wouldn't have survived if we had been here during the attack.
That's horrible. You're welcome to stay at my place if you want. Just know my friend lives there too.
That cute little dragon? He gave us a good scare, but it wasn't his fault. That's not a problem at all.
I led the group back to my base and built a small group of houses for them to stay in. I made sure it was in its own area, so Watson wouldn't be overwhelmed by the new faces. Once everything was done, the Vikings apologized to Watson for their last encounter.
Hey, little guy. Sorry for scaring you the other day. Take this steak as an apology.
With everyone settled, I headed off to the mines. There I found some coal, iron, and even a little bit of diamond. Huzzah! I made myself some diamond boots and a Viking chestplate. Looking good. After that, I set to work on the structure of my house. I finished about half of the main boat shape. I'm getting pretty close to finishing the main structure. I added a strategy room to help me put together clues for my investigation, and then I went to shear my sheep for wool. I made a bed for Watson, and I went to give it to him when I realized he had disappeared. What? Watson? Hello? Where did that dragon go now? On days 37 through 40, Watson was missing. I gotta find him before bandits get to him. I arrived at a nearby village and found him there eating someone's cattle. Ooh. Hey, Watson, that's not yours. Yo! You have to lay low, buddy. Bandits are after you. What if I get you your favorite food? Watson jumped around happily and tossed over a map. The Echio? Your favorite food is monster meat? Well, okay. A deal's a deal, I guess. I immediately set off to find the location of the Echio. After some traveling, I entered into its den and found the creature sleeping. Whoa, a deal's a deal. I charged in, unsure of what horrors faced me ahead, and landed the first hit with my ancient sword. Although I caught the Echio off guard, he was awake now and angry. He had the ability to teleport and even levitate blocks. Because of his psychic abilities, it was hard to get in close, so I relied on throwing my sword to land in some clean hits. We went back and forth, using my shield to fend myself from his block projectiles and throwing my blade whenever I had an opening. It took one final blow to finally take the monster out. After it fell, it dropped a bunch of Echio meat. Wow, that should hold Watson off for a while. I headed back home to give Watson his favorite meat. Here you go, eat up. Gross, but I'm happy you like it. On days 41 through 44, it was finally time to head to the eastern villages like the chef suggested. As I traveled towards the villages, I realized that we hit 1 million subscribers. Woohoo! Thank you all so much. It means a ton to myself and the team. If you haven't subscribed, join the Max crew and help us get to 2 million. Eventually, I started seeing some interesting signs. Wanted, survivor of the beast. Huh, what did he do? I went looking for someone I could ask when I passed by a well.
Hello up there.
What? Oh my gosh, you're the survivor I was looking for. Did you get yourself stuck?
No, of course not. I just found treasure down here. Come see for yourself.
I'm pretty sure that's dangerous.
No, it's actually really nice and comfy down here. Come in. Come on.
Okay. I headed down into the well, but I didn't see anything. Where is the treasure?
Well, there isn't any. I lied.
What?
Yeah, also I am stuck down here.
What about that tunnel?
Nah, there's bandits over there.
What? Suddenly, a group of bandits emerged from the tunnel.
There's the survivor! Get him!
The bandits charged at me and the survivor, and he ran off into the corner. I jumped in between them and started fighting them off. They were attacking me with their axes, so I kept backing away and throwing my sword at them. I had to wonder what these guys were after that was so important. I defeated the whole group of bandits, but then more emerged to attack me. I defended myself with my shield and started whacking them with my battle axe. But they started to overwhelm me, so I switched back to the sword method. Eventually, I was able to wear them all down, and I took the last one out. Ooh. So, what's with the wanted signs everywhere? Why are these people after you?
It's pretty ridiculous if you ask me. All I did was lie about seeing the beast.
You what? All right, that's it. You're coming with me. On days 45 through 47, I was interrogating the survivor.
It all started when I was born. I was in a poor family where nobody would pay me any mind. Life was so sad and depressing. The townspeople would forget I even existed, and I never got a single present. Can you believe that? Even on my birthday, people would forget me.
Can we get to the parts about the beast, please?
I was trying to paint a picture with words, but I guess if you're in such a hurry...
I am in a hurry!
Okay, fine. One day, a hunter came into town, and everyone fawned over him because he was pursuing the beast. He was so cool. Supposedly, he had survived an encounter with them, and everybody in town wanted to know the tale. I was jealous that everyone was so interested in him. Why does some guy who sees a big monster get attention, but I never do? So I started to lie, and sure enough, everybody began to care. That foolish chef even gave me food and a room to stay in for a night. Everyone is catching on now, though. Hey, fun while it lasted.
Jeez, you're horrible. Tell me where the hunter went.
That clown is probably dead. Last I saw him, he was heading towards the mountains in the north.
Thanks for the info, I guess. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Suddenly, after gaining that new lead, I transformed into a new Viking form, getting a new helmet and gaining 5 hearts. On days 48 through 51, I went to find Watson and found him training all by himself. Hey buddy, I didn't know you wanted to get stronger too. Would you like to train together? Well, in that case, let's get training. First was agility training. Watson needed to fly and evade trees to improve his flying skills. All right, buddy, you got this. The little dragon took to the skies and started flying around the trees. Everything was going great until he slammed face first right into one. Out of rage, he set the tree on fire with his flame abilities. After some more trial and error, Watson eventually got the flight path down. Next, we did some training with his fire abilities. I set up a bunch of scarecrows and had Watson do a bit of target practice. Ow! He began to shoot fireballs wildly, missing a lot of the scarecrows and burning the area all around him. Whoa, 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 whoa! How about you take things slow and steady? He took my advice and began to shoot his attacks with more precision. He managed to hit the scarecrows head on. Woohoo! Nice work, buddy! I went ahead and retrieved the pumpkins from the scarecrows for future endeavors. Finally, we traveled to the tundra to see how he would fare in cold environments. I threw some snowballs at him and had him dodge to the best of his ability. I hit him with a few, which he didn't like very much. He started to throw snowballs back at me, turning our last test into a fun snowball fight. Wait, that's not the test! After a lot of fun playing in the snow, our training was officially complete. Amazing work! I bet you're feeling a lot stronger now. Suddenly, Watson transformed into a full-size dragon. This is great! I'm so proud of you! Suddenly, we were ambushed by a horde of zombies. On days 52 through 55, Watson and I were under attack. He was spitting fireballs at the zombies while I fought them off with my sword. I tried my best to fend them off, but the horde was too big. To add on, my gold sword broke. On the ground, I'm sure to lose. Do you want me to ride on your back? I didn't have time to think. I jumped onto Watson's back and took to the skies. Together, we flew away from the zombies and off into the night. Woohoo! This is awesome! We flew around all night until the sun started to come up. I can see the whole world from up here. We returned to the base where I realized I now had 22 hearts. I guess between the battle and training, I got stronger too. We're gonna be so ready to take on the beast when we find him. I took this moment of peace to continue working on the expansion of my base. First, I went mining and found some more diamond. Awesome! I made myself some diamond leggings and a new diamond sword. Surprisingly, it was already enchanted with loyalty. Man, being a Viking has its perks. With my new weapon and armor, I got to work, finishing up the boat structure of my base. Fit for a Viking! I realized Watson hadn't had any improvements on his room, so I decided to give it a little TLC. I beefed up the size a bit to fit his new adult form, but I wasn't sure what sort of blocks to use for extra details. Alright, buddy, what do you think of this? No? How about this? Definitely a no. Okay, last choice. Ow! That's the one! I embellished the room with the fences of his choice, and he loved it. Things are really starting to come together around here. On days 56 through 59, it was finally time to follow the survivor's lead and travel to the mountains in the north. As I was traveling, I arrived at a town that had been crushed by a bunch of huge boulders. Whoa, what happened here? Could this be the work of the beast too?
Help! Help! The beasts from the mountains have ravaged our town!
Wait, the beast is here? And you know where it is?
Yes, we have reason to believe it's nesting in the mountains to the north. This is the action of our ancestors coming to haunt us. Well, a hunter who's after the beast just passed through here a day ago.
A hunter? That must be the man I'm looking for. Thanks for the lead, citizen. I started leaving when the villager stopped me.
Wait, you seem like a kind hero. Please, help our town recover.
Okay, sure. I helped the Vikings rebuild their village, using the boulders to fashion new homes for them. I also went mining for a bunch of iron and crafted 4 iron blocks. Then I used the carved pumpkin from the scarecrow to make them a new iron golem. Now you'll have some protection after I leave.
Thank you, brave Viking. This chest plate was worn by a hero from our village. Please, take it as a token of our gratitude.
Whoa, thanks! I'll wear it with honor. On days 60 through 63, I began heading towards the nest of the beast. However, as I got further up, I had a strange thought. Wait a minute. How did the town survive if the beast leaves no survivors? Something seems off, but it's the only lead I have. I continued on, inching closer to my destination. As I approached, I came across some locals sitting by a campfire. Hey, I don't think you guys should be hanging around here. There's a terrifying beast nearby.
Beast? Around these parts? You must be mistaken, stranger.
You crazy? Didn't you see what that thing did to the town? It's rubble now.
It's just a myth.
You calling me a liar?
Hey, them are fighting words, friend.
I'm gonna go now. I then left the campsite even more confused than before. After a short journey, I finally arrived at the nest of the beast, where they stood waiting for any intruders. Its size was massive, and I knew it wasn't just for show. This was a force to be reckoned with. All right, this is it. No turning back now. I entered the nest and alerted the beast of my presence. Titannus! Yeah! I charged at the beast and started swinging, and it started setting everything on fire. Whoa, I guess that could burn down a whole village. I escaped out of the cave to get some more space, and it chased after me. I kept running to avoid the fire, and getting hits in by throwing my sword. It kept hitting me and shooting fire everywhere, and it was actually not too difficult. This beast ain't that tough. Eventually, I wore all of its health down and killed it. I did it! I defeated the beast! Wow, and it's only day 63.
That was not the beast, fool.
Huh? I turned around to see a gruff old hunter emerge from the brush.
Certainly it was a beast, but not the beast.
Wait, what? How do you know that?
Because I've been looking for the real beast for a long time.
Really? Wait, you're the hunter.
That is my profession, yes.
Well, in that case, we have a lot to discuss. On days 64 through 67, I was questioning the hunter about what he knew. Okay, so what can you tell me about hunting the beast?
The beast is not something that can be hunted. Nobody is better than me when it comes to tracking animals, and I spent weeks attempting to track this thing down, with no success. Every time I caught onto a trail, it would end abruptly, as if it simply disappeared off the face of the earth. Whatever it is no animal. It's incredibly cunning, and very adamant about not being found. On top of that, it seems to be hunting villages for sport.
Or revenge. Oh, I don't know. That's just something the historian said earlier. I was like, he's hunting for sport? And he was like, yes, or revenge. And I just thought that sounded pretty cool when he said it.
Oh, well, yeah. It could also be revenge, I guess. Either way, this creature is out for blood. Our blood. And nobody really knows why. I do have one lead for where you might be able to find it. There have been rumblings that the beast was last spotted near the swamp just days ago. You can find it to the west of here.
Okay, well, thank you for your help. I wish you luck on your travels.
Same to you, brave Viking. You're going to need all the luck you can get.
Just then, my clothes transformed and I gained 5 hearts. Bit by bit, I'm getting stronger and stronger. On days 68 through 71, I returned home to find that my companion had left a gift for me. Oh, it's a dead cow. Thanks, buddy. You carried that here? Wow. It's good to see you fully warmed up to me now. After that, it was time to do more work on the base. I started by tearing down the walls of my old house. Now that I had the main structure of my longhouse, I wanted to better incorporate the rooms to be a part of a single building. I added some detail to my longhouse and added a weapon display area for all of my stuff. Since Watson seemed to like cows, I added a cow pen so he can have consistent food. With that, my base had seen a major upgrade. Loving it! As I was admiring the build, there was suddenly a huge crack of lightning nearby. Whoa! What was that? It was a totally clear day, so I went to investigate where the sound came from. Next thing I knew, the god of thunder himself was approaching me. Hey! Thor?
Yes, it is I, the mighty Thor. I'm here to request the aid of a powerful Viking.
I'm a powerful Viking?
Splendid! My hammer has been stolen, and I need your help getting it back.
On days 72 through 74, Thor was inside my house eating all of my food.
Another!
I don't think I have any more.
Very well. Then I suppose you should get some more.
You haven't explained what I need to do yet.
Right, of course. Let's see here. Basically, Loki took my hammer somehow, and you can follow this map to find him. Just go there, beat him up, and take the hammer back. Or I'll take the hammer back, since you probably can't pick it up.
Can't you help me?
I don't have my hammer.
Right. Just then, I spotted a strange creature running straight towards my base. That guy looks like trouble. I ran outside and met him head on. I was taken by surprise, and they showed no signs of letting up. I took out my weapon and began to retaliate. The rider was extremely swift with his trusty steed. He charged at me in quick movements and poked me down with his spear. Not only was he fast, but he was capable of jumping great heights. I had to think on my toes if I wanted to successfully take him down. I evaded his attacks the best I could and used my sword to keep him at bay. I even tried to use my weapon throwing technique to deal some additional damage. But he was so quick, it was as if he was immune. Even so, I wasn't gonna give up. We fought on, even taking it to the roof of my house. It was a difficult battle, but I managed to prevail. Upon their death, they dropped a map to Loki's base. What was that about? And thanks for the help, by the way!
Those are more of Loki's goons. You better stop my brother before he kills me.
On days 75 through 77, I followed the map to a strange location to find a massive green structure and Loki waiting for me. Okay, playtime is over, Loki.
I see my brother is getting a mortal to do his dirty work again.
I'm more than just a mere mortal. I'm a Viking.
That's fun and all. But who do you think the Vikings worship? They worship me. Your might is no match for that of a god.
I'll take that challenge.
I won't dirty my hands with you. Fenrir, after him.
Suddenly, Loki's demon hound was summoned before me. What is that thing?
Oh, it's my pet dog. He hasn't had his lunch yet. Sick him.
Just like that, the demon dog obeyed his master and charged at me full force. He was big, but that didn't hinder his speed. He lunged at me with swift motions and dealt great amounts of damage each time he hit. I tried to throw my blades at him, but just like the rider before, he was too quick. Thankfully, at this point I'd become a very skilled swordsman. I used my diamond blade to slash down at the beast up close, dwindling his health hit by hit. I managed to take down the massive dog and returned my attention to Loki.
Fenrir! He was my good boy, and you will pay for that.
Out of blind rage, Loki charged at me with the intent to kill. Upon his first attacks, I could tell just how powerful he was. It was only a matter of a few hits before he broke my Viking helmet. I tried to fend him off with my sword and shield, but soon his powerful blades broke my shield as well. I knew dueling up close would be a death sentence at this rate, so I had to keep him at a distance. I began to throw my diamond sword at him, trying to keep his daggers out of my range. Bit by bit, I would plunge my blade into my opponent and healed up on some food when I had the chance. It was a close battle, but I managed to defeat the god of mischief.
You're tough for a mortal. I like it when looks deceive me. You can have that dusty old hammer. I didn't really want it anyway.
Loki disappeared, leaving the hammer in his wake. That guy is really annoying. I looked at the hammer on the ground, and I felt like I could feel it calling to me. What is this? I reached down and picked it up, and I gained a ton of hearts. Whoa! Awesome! Just then, Thor came up to me.
Holy moly. Well, I guess you must be worthy then. You can keep that. I've got myself an axe back home anyway. Also, take this new Royal Viking helmet since Loki broke your old one.
Sweet, thanks. Wait, you had an axe? On days 78 through 81, my adventures with Thor was over. I said goodbye to him and started heading into the west where the hunter told me to travel. As I was traveling, I came across another village in ruin. Not another one! I explored the village looking for survivors. There was only one house left standing, so I approached it to see what was inside. Suddenly, a crazed man burst out the door.
Ah, the beast! The beast! It's gonna kill us all!
Whoa, hey man, calm down! The beast is gone now. You're safe.
No, that can't be! The beast is still here! I can feel it!
The man was looking around frantically, and I wasn't sure what to do. Clearly, the beast had driven him to insanity. Suddenly, he stared directly at me.
You must be the beast! Ah!
He pulled out a diamond battle axe and charged at me, so I was forced to fight him off. With Mjolnir, I was able to call upon the power of lightning to fight him off, but he was fueled by insanity and kept charging at me anyway. I kept trying to avoid fighting him, but he was persistent and continued charging after me. Eventually, I dealt him one final blow and he fell into the fire.
No! You win in this world, Beast!
Sorry, buddy. I wish I could have helped you, but you were too far gone. I went into the house and found a chest with an Unbreaking 3 shield inside. Well, that's pretty cool at least. With that, I continued into the west. On days 82 through 85, while venturing towards the location the hunter spoke of, I ran into a concerned villager.
Hey, don't go that way. It's dangerous.
Huh? Dangerous?
A terrible monster lurks in that direction. If you continue, you're dead meat.
Not a chance. I'm a Viking. No monster can defeat me.
Don't say I didn't warn ya. It's your funeral, buddy.
Ignoring the villager's pleas, she ran off and I continued on my quest. After a bit more traveling, I arrived in the swamp. This must be the place the hunter was talking about. Suddenly, I heard something running through the brush ahead of me. Huh? Who's there? Show yourself! Oh, it's just a little cat. Hey, cutie. I was about to pet the kitty when it transformed into a dragon. The beast began to attack me with their powerful fire moves, making it difficult to get in close with my sword. Thankfully, I had my shield to fend off the attacks whenever they were sent my way. Even so, their flames were still hot. Whenever I was lit on fire, I used the water around me to extinguish them. If we weren't fighting in a swamp, I would have been toast. Hot! I threw my blade to hit them from a distance and evaded their attacks the best I could. As the fight raged on, the dragon headed into the water, making it difficult to hit them with my blade. They used the water to their advantage, ducking under and shooting fire whenever they breached the surface. However, with some well-timed throws, I managed to weaken the beast enough to return it back to its cat form. Oh, you're gonna get it now, you little cat!
Excuse me, why are you attacking my familiar?
It was a dragon! It attacked me!
I have no idea what you're talking about. My little Buggums is a full-fledged feline, not some dragon in disguise.
Whatever, I don't care if you're hiding a dragon. I'm looking for the beast.
The beast, eh? Yeah, I might know a few things. Follow me.
On days 86 through 88, I was interrogating the witch on her boat.
I've always been close to the creatures of this land, but none are more troubled than the heart of that beast. I've never had the chance to meet them.
What do you know?
Well, I've lived here as long as I can remember. As you know, when the ancient Vikings arrived, they pillaged all of the land to build their own cities. They hunted dragons and other animals alike, since they feared what they couldn't understand. I remember at that time I offered refuge to a number of different creatures that were tormented by the domination of the Vikings. Most were simply scared and wanted a place of solitude, while some grew vengeful for their actions. This unknown beast is known to specifically target Vikings, so it's possible that it's trying to defend itself from them.
What the Vikings did so long ago was horrible. The creature might not be evil at all.
Maybe. You should ask them yourself.
If only they could talk.
I forget most don't have my ability to understand animals. There is an ancient potion that is said to grant the power to speak to and understand creatures. Take this map and complete the trial in order to obtain it.
I accepted the map and transformed into an even stronger Viking, granting me an additional 5 hearts. I'm a true Viking warrior! Thank you! On days 89 through 91, I returned home to find that Watson wasn't there. That's not like him anymore. He might be in trouble. I immediately left in pursuit of my friend. After searching, I found Watson trapped in a cage surrounded by bandits.
Finally, we got our hands on a real dragon. He'll be worth a fortune.
Let my friend go! I jumped into the fray, ready to fight as many bandits as I could to save my friend. They all swarmed around me and I realized how many of them there were. I kept running around and using Mjolnir on them, but they just wouldn't die. Why won't you die? I tried my best to fend them off, but there were just too many. I was beginning to get more and more overwhelmed. Is this the end? Suddenly, a group of Viking villagers came to my aid and evened up the playing field between me and the bandits. The sound of metal clashing filled the air, but the Vikings are strong people. With their help, we managed to overpower the group and take down the bandits once and for all. Those bandits shouldn't show their faces around here anymore. After the fight, I quickly freed Watson from his prison. Thank you all for helping me. But Are you after my friend too?
Of course not. The actions of our ancestors were horrible. Take care of this dragon so his kind can return to their former glory.
Thank you again. Just as I thought things were calming down, I heard a massive explosion in the distance. That sounded like it was from my base. On days 92 through 95, I returned to the base to find it in total ruin. The place was covered in flames and cratered, all signs of the beast being there. They must see me as a threat since I'm getting closer to their nest. I couldn't leave the base like this, so I started to rebuild the damage done. I put out all of the fire and patched the holes in the ground. I was determined to make this place better than it was before. Once the terrain was repaired, I shifted focus to the structures at the base and patched up any damage they may have faced during the attack. I even added a dock for my boat, finally completing my Viking base once and for all. The beast thought that could ruin my base, but it rose from the ashes stronger. Just then, Watson ran up to me in a frenzy. Judging by his demeanor, it seemed like it was urgent. What's wrong, buddy? Timmy is stuck in a well? You need to use the restroom? I don't understand what you're saying. I need to get that potion the witch told me about and fast. On days 96 through 97, I followed the map from the witch and arrived at a strange jungle pyramid. This place looks old and creepy. Before I could enter fully, I was jumped by a group of spiders. They chased me to a small clearing outside, and I took out my weapon so I could begin to cut them to size. The horde was large and overwhelming just by their sheer numbers, but thankfully I had my shield to protect myself from the onslaught. I slashed them down one by one with my diamond blade, and burnt them to a crisp with the lightning from Mjolnir. After a long battle, my Viking strength allowed me to mow down the entire army. Well, that wasn't a warm welcome. I must be close. I pressed onward and finally walked into a room, housing a lone pig in a cage. In front of them was a sign. To get the potion that you seek, slay the pig before it shrieks. Is that really all there is to it? I can't do it! You're just an innocent animal! I used my pickaxe to let the pig out of the cage, and it continued to stare at me. Go on! You're free now! What? Suddenly, the pig transformed into a horrific spider mutant right before my very eyes. Oh, that's why. The spider charged at me ready to kill, but I wasn't going down without a fight. The fight began. I used everything in my arsenal to try and take the monstrous pig down. I slashed and slashed with my diamond sword, landing multiple solid hits. After that, I utilized my throw ability to chip down its health from further away. Still, the spider pig stayed up. Curious if lightning would do the trick, I pulled out Mjolnir and struck it with multiple bolts of lightning. But the pig didn't budge. It continued crawling and hitting me. This thing was tough. Still, I kept at it, throwing my sword until the monster finally fell. Huzzah! After I beat it, it dropped a strange potion on the ground. This must be it! Bottoms up! I drank down the potion, but I didn't feel any different. I guess the only way to know is to try. I better go test it on Watson. On day 98, I returned home with the potion in my belly and tried talking to Watson. All right, it's testing time. What's my favorite color?
Purple.
Whoa, it actually worked! I can understand you!
This is great. I can tell you all of the things I've wanted to, like how you snore.
Hey, we can catch up on that stuff later. Tell me what was bothering you.
Well, it has to do with the beast. I never realized it until now, but I think I know who they are. Our people were forced into hiding after the actions of the ancient Vikings. Most dragons hate Vikings, but one gave them a chance and became allies with our people. Her name was Astrid. Astrid and her Viking went on countless missions together, until one day, the Viking abandoned her when she was in trouble. Astrid became enraged. From that moment on, she lost trust in the Vikings. She went down a very deep and dark path, fueled by hatred for the Vikings. Her power grew and grew until she was unstoppable.
What are you trying to say?
I believe that the beast is none other than Astrid herself, taking down everything she sees as a threat.
So you think the beast is a dragon? But isn't the beast more powerful than 100 dragons?
Yes. But I think over the years, she somehow made herself more powerful. She has now surpassed the strength of any other creature in this world and will soon consume it.
Do you know how to stop her? Our people don't want war any longer.
I can take you to the dragon realm where her lair is.
Then lead the way. Let's restore peace between our two kinds. Suddenly, I transformed one final time and gained 10 hearts. Whoa! Okay, now I'm ready. Let's go! On day 99, I rode on Watson's back into the realm of the dragons. The ground was made of completely different blocks from any other biome I had ever seen. Whoa, this is like an entirely new world. We landed and took a look around. It was oddly quiet. Huh. Well, let's go!
Max, look out!
Out of nowhere, I was ambushed by a bunch of dragons.
A Viking? You're not welcome here.
No, please! I don't want to hurt you! They didn't listen, and I was forced to fight them off. Watson helped me by pelting them with fireballs while I used my blade to deal damage up close. Unfortunately, for every dragon we took out, another one would come and take their place. At this rate, we were gonna be overwhelmed. There were too many of them. Ah! I can't fight them all!
You need to get Astrid. Go! I'll hold off these chumps.
Thank you, Watson. With that, I left Watson and ran to confront the beast. On day 100, I arrived at the entrance of Astrid's lair to end this horrible feud. Just beyond the entrance was the beast that had caused so much wreckage across the land. I entered the lair to finally see Astrid with my own eyes. She was a dragon unlike any other. She towered over me in size, and just from a short look, I could see how powerful she was. Even so, I could tell she was scared.
How dare a Viking step foot in my chambers? I'll swallow you in one gulp.
Please, I don't want to hurt you. The Vikings want peace.
Why should I believe a liar like you?
No, you don't understand. She didn't want to listen to me. She began to attack me with everything she had. I reluctantly began to battle back, just to buy me more time. Astrid used her powerful fire attacks to try and shoot me down from afar, but she was unlike anything I had faced up to this point. I had seen the destruction the sheer heat of her flames could do, and now I was facing it head on. There were fires everywhere, and I had to put them out whenever I could. My armor did a good job protecting me as well as my shield, which prevented me from getting set ablaze. When there was an opening, I used my diamond sword to slash down at her. I had to hone in everything I learned if I wanted to survive this battle. In combination with melee moves, I threw my blade trying to deal any hit I could to stop the madness. She even tried to stomp on me with her massive claws. Please, stop!
Never!
It was anyone's game. I knew that at this rate, one of us would have to end the other. I continued to plead with her, but it felt like it was becoming hopeless. Just then, Watson appeared to aid me, bringing the battle to a halt.
Stand down, Astrid. What he says is true.
What brings you to my lair?
Max raised and protected me from evil my entire life. Him and the other Vikings have shown me nothing but kindness and proved to me that we are ready to coexist. They know now the actions from the past were unacceptable and are ready to restore peace between our clans. Are you ready to do the same?
I wouldn't have believed you, but I can tell the bond between yourself and this Viking is strong. Very well, I will stand down. Perhaps we can now all live in peace, just how I wanted to all those years ago.
Just then, I heard the sound of clashing swords, mallets, and gunfire ringing in my ears as I was transported into my next form. On day 1, I spawned in as a caveman. Ooga booga? A war was raging all around me. There were cavemen duking it out everywhere. Guys, let's all just be friends! As I pleaded, a caveman came up and started attacking me. Okay, you asked for it! I joined the battle and began to fight off the swarm of cavemen around me. Even though it was only day 1, I could still pack a punch. After a lot of fighting, I managed to take down the last caveman. Ooga booga! As a caveman, I could only craft wooden tools, so I got to gathering. I punched some trees and used my new materials to make a crafting bench and wooden tools. Afterwards, I dug up some dirt and used it to make a basic hut. This'll have to do for now. On day 2, I was trying to sleep when I was attacked by a triceratops. Hi, big guy. I did my best to fight back, but the dinosaur was much more powerful than me. I was on the brink of death when suddenly a man teleported in front of me, killing the triceratops in one hit.
Hello, Max.
How do you know my name?
I know everything about you, Max. I'm Kato. I'll make this simple. War rages all around us, and you're going to fix it.
What? How?
I'll be taking you to multiple wars in different time periods. Here, the caveman era, medieval times, the Wild West, the present, and the future. You must win each war.
And how do I do that?
That will reveal itself in due time. Good luck, Max!
On day 3, I woke up confused about last night. The only thing I knew for sure was that I was hungry. I went out to search for food and found a group of pigs and cows. I clubbed them for their meat and ate them up.
Breakfast.
Suddenly, I was ambushed by a group of cavemen.
Give meat.
No, Max want meat.
Then Max gone.
The cavemen started to attack me. I tried my best to fight them off, but their numbers were too great. As I was about to die, another caveman jumped into the fray and began to fight off the others. With our combined forces, we managed to defeat the cavemen. Thank you.
Me, Gronk. Nice to meet you.
Me, Max.
Come back to base. You help us win war.
Maybe this is what Kato was talking about.
Oh?
Nothing? Max go to base with Gronk? On days 4 through 7, we returned to Gronk's campsite, where he introduced me to everyone else.
Everyone, meet Max.
As I was getting to know the tribe, a big caveman approached us.
Outsiders not welcome at camp.
Max, cool. Trust Gronk.
No, me challenge Max to combat.
What? Why?
Fighting skills prove if Max should be at camp.
Then let's do it. We began to brawl it out, but his size wasn't just for show. He was my toughest opponent yet. Each hit from his club packed a punch.
You are not true caveman.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Despite my hesitations, I was still able to defeat him in battle.
Me surrender. Welcome to camp.
I was now an official member of the village. On days 8 through 10, I explored the world further, when suddenly I was once again visited by Kato.
Your work here is almost complete.
Where am I going next?
Let's just say dragons, swords, and shields await.
Suddenly, they disappeared. I decided it was best to prepare for the unknown and went out to gather as many materials as I could. I gathered tons of wood and even cobblestone. I am sick of using wooden tools. After gathering what I needed, I returned to camp to find Gronk looking for me.
War ends tonight. Will Max help take down camp's biggest rival?
You got it, sport. We traveled together until reaching a caveman hideout. There, an army of cavemen awaited us, as well as a giant T-Rex. It's time to win this war! The rest of the village arrived, and we all stormed in and began to fight off the other cavemen with our clubs. I took extra care to avoid the T-Rex, since he looked powerful. We continued to fight until every last caveman was taken down. Now it's just you, big guy. Gronk and I began to battle the dinosaur, but he was incredibly powerful. He could take my hits and would do massive damage with each of his own. However, I was far more skilled with my club. Take this, you big lizard! I took out another club and began to wail on the T-Rex. Gronk and I managed to finally take down the beast, and I claimed his skull. Gronk, we did it! We won the war! While celebrating, I was teleported. On days 11 through 14, I teleported to a new time period with my dirt hut. Before I could take in my surroundings, Kato appeared.
You're probably wondering where you are. 532 AD, more commonly known as medieval times. A war rages here. Win it.
How?
You'll see. Oh, and this old dirt hut is your time machine. You might want to spruce it up a bit.
They disappeared, leaving a chest in their place. I decided to investigate and found a sweet sword inside. Awesome! I took out my sword, making me feel like a real knight. All I need now is armor. Later that day, I decided to test out my weapon on some spiders and killed them with ease. This will definitely come in handy. The next morning, I took Kato's advice and used wood and stone to make the base look nicer. Looking good! Afterwards, I realized I was no longer a caveman and upgraded to stone tools. Oh, Stone, how I've missed you. As night fell, some zombies emerged in the distance. I decided to fight them off to prepare for the battles that lay ahead. And honestly, I took them out pretty easily. I can take on anything. On days 15 through 17, I was approached by a knight riding a horse.
You there, you seem fit for battle. Join our cause and help end this war.
Sure, who are we fighting?
The Dark Lord of the West.
Ooh, that sounds evil.
Truly, she is the darkest lord of the era.
Well, I'll take out anything that's evil, so I'm in. The knight led me to a dark, mysterious castle.
We're sneaking in to end this once and for all.
Just us?
That's right. You ready?
I guess so. Before moving in, he handed me a bow and arrows. He also applied a splash potion of armor so I could endure more hits. The two of us snuck up a ladder hidden on the side of the castle and stealthily took out some guards. We continued forward until we reached the Dark Lord's bedroom. However, when we arrived, she was gone.
It's a trap.
Suddenly, enemy guards swarmed the room. We tried to fight them off the best we could, but there were too many.
Escape while you can and notify the king. Tell him that Sir Reinhardt sent you.
I don't know where he is.
Head east. Go now.
As much as I wanted to stay and help, I had no choice but to flee. On days 18 through 21, I retreated back to my base and decided to further prepare for the battle to come. I ventured out and found some more cows and pigs to eat for food. I also went mining for more materials and found stone as well as coal and iron. I crafted a furnace and cooked up my food, as well as began smelting some iron ingots. With my new iron, I made a proper set of armor for me to wear, completing my medieval look. Now that's more like it. Lastly, I added a little more to the base, since it would be coming with me during my travels. With my necessary preparations made, I set off east in search of the king. I traveled through multiple biomes before reaching a huge castle. This must be the place. Before I was able to enter, guards stopped me at the gate.
State your business.
Sir Reinhardt sent me.
Reinhardt? How do you know our commander?
Before I was able to continue, the king revealed himself in the entrance.
No need to pester the boy. Let him in.
I entered the castle and began to speak with the king about everything that had happened with the ambush and Reinhardt. Reinhardt could be captured, or even worse.
Thank you for telling me this, Max. In the meantime, I need a new commanding officer to take charge. Do you have what it takes?
I'm up for the challenge. On days 22 through 25, the king introduced me to his army. I quickly discovered just how pathetic the army was. There were only a few soldiers, and none of them had battle experience.
Much of my army was killed from the ongoing war. Can you help?
They're the saddest bunch I've ever met. But once I'm done, they'll be men. You hear that, boy?
Hear what?
I'm gonna make you the toughest warrior you've ever seen. Got it?
I want my mommy!
Training began. We first started with hand-to-hand combat. I showed them how to best their enemies even without a sword. Next, we began sword training. I showed them how to wield the blade and sparred with them for practice. Finally, I showed them each how to wield and aim a bow by shooting at targets. With the training completed, each soldier was provided with better armor and weapons. Finally, my knights were ready to take on the Dark Lord. Onward, my men! On days 26 through 29, I set off with my group of knights to invade the Dark Lord's castle. Once we arrived at the gates, there were countless enemy soldiers already waiting. For the king!
For the king!
We all began to fight. However, my training really whipped these soldiers into shape. They were able to fend for themselves against the hordes of enemies. I fought with my men for a while, but the enemies kept coming. I pressed onwards into the castle so I could face the Lord himself. Time to put an end to this. I rushed inside to find the Dark Lord waiting for me.
So you're the new commander. If you want your friend to live, you'll have to go through me.
I looked around and discovered Reinhardt captured in a cage. Bring it on! The battle commenced. She began to fly upwards and channel dark energy around her. I immediately began to strike at her with my bow and arrows. However, she was stronger than she looked. She summoned an army of the undead to overwhelm me. All the while, she shot powerful balls of energy at me from afar.
Give up, you foolish knight. This war will end in your blood.
Tough talk from a dead lady. I came in close with my sword and landed a few more hits until I finally managed to corner her. I got you right where I want you. After a long battle, I managed to slay the Dark Lord, killing all of her goons in the process. Upon the Dark Lord's death, she dropped a diamond spear. After that, I broke Reinhardt out from his prison.
Thank you, Sir Max. I will notify the king of the Dark Lord's death. The war is finally over.
Reinhardt left, but I wasn't alone for long. Kato appeared in front of me.
Congratulations. Prepare yourself for the next jump.
Awesome! I'm getting really good at the sword.
Yeah, that won't really matter where you're going.
Suddenly, Kato snapped, causing me to teleport to the next timeline. On days 30 through 32, I was teleported to the Wild West between two cowboys. Wait a second, what is this?
3, 2,
I realized I was in the middle of a standoff, and they were fixing to shoot.
1.
I quickly rolled out of the way and avoided the bullet.
Now I'm not gonna ask again. Hand over all your gold, and we'll be on our way.
I won't let you do that.
Who are you supposed to be?
The name's Max. I'm from the future.
This spit bucket over here thinks he can stand up to Jebediah Bone. Let's see how you stand up to my bullets.
I got hit by a few shots, and without any armor, they tore right through me. I had no choice but to make a run for it.
Run away, coward!
On days 33 through 36, I returned to my base to find that a cabin was built next to it. I don't remember building that. I checked inside to find an old man staring at me.
What are you doing? Trespassing on my property.
This is gonna sound weird, but what's the date?
Why, it's 1890. You're in the Wild West, boy. The name's Doc Brown. Are you lost?
Nah, my house is actually right next to yours.
Great Scott! That's your pile of medieval rubble?
That's right.
Are you a time traveler?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Great Scott!
All right, weirdo. I'll see you later. I got a war to end. I was a cowboy now, so I went inside my house and crafted an iron pickaxe. One step closer to diamond. After upgrading my gear, I decided to scout out the area more. During my travels, I came upon an abandoned mine shaft. I decided to explore it further and found iron, gold, and even diamond inside. It's my lucky day. With my new spoils, I returned home and found a mysterious chest waiting for me at the entrance. I opened it up and got a note, a gun with ammo, and a cowboy hat. Take these items with you on your quest. They'll serve you well if you want victory in this war. Kato. Sounds good to me. Yeehaw! On days 37 through 40, I headed back to town to see if the locals had more information. But when I arrived, no one was in sight. It's quiet. Too quiet. Suddenly, a group of outlaws ambushed me. I did my best to fight off a group of them. Luckily, I was already a pretty good shot. The rooftop bandits were good too, though. Hey, I just got that! I immediately got to gunslinging. Shots were fired everywhere. I fired my own gun back at them, but their onslaught of bullets wouldn't stop. I even tried using my sword and spear, but I was greatly outnumbered and haven't mastered my own gun skills. I thought it was almost over, when suddenly Doc Brown came in from behind.
Don't just stand there, get shooting!
The two of us covered each other and sent a flurry of gunfire back at the outlaws. With our combined skills, we managed to take down the whole group. Who were those guys?
They were the men of Jebediah Bone, the cruelest outlaw this town has ever known. They've been terrorizing these parts for a while now, and sooner or later they'll take over the whole county.
Not if I have something to say about it. On days 41 through 44, I started to prepare for my attack on the outlaws. I traded at the town for some food and gathered some more materials. Afterwards, I returned back to my base and started to expand it further. I adjusted the theme to give it more of a southern charm. Not too bad. As I admired my work, the mayor rode up to me on horseback.
Howdy, Max. I came to ask if you would like to be our new sheriff.
What happened to the last one?
He died in a standoff with Jebediah Bone. Are you up for the task?
You bet I am. The mayor told me where I could find the outlaws' camp and even gave me a diamond knife and lent me his horse to travel more quickly.
Good luck, partner. Don't get yourself shot.
I rode off where the mayor suggested, traveling multiple days across the desert. Finally, I came upon the camp. Okay, time to get stealthy. I snuck into the camp, eliminating the outlaws as quietly as I could. Okay, only a few more. I took out a few more guys. Unfortunately though, the last bandit caught me.
You're gonna pay for this!
We began to duke it out. He was a worthy competitor, but I was a time-traveling warrior. Yeah. After a lot of hand-to-hand combat, he surrendered. Where's Jebediah and the rest of the crew?
They left to rob the town train.
Oh no! On days 45 through 47, I got back to town to see the train already gone. I quickly found the mayor. Jebediah's gonna rob the train. We need all the finest cowboys we can find.
Oh God, we just loaded all the town's gold onto that train.
Then we have to act fast. Tell whoever you can to find the train. I'll meet them there. The mayor ran off to find help, and I headed back to my base. When I got there, Doc was waiting for me.
Hey, future boy, you're going to want this.
He dropped me a strange shotgun and some shells. What's this?
It's a semi-automatic shotgun from the future. It should come in handy.
Wait, you're from the future?
Yes, I am. Speaking of which, I need to get back to 1990. Good luck, kid.
I said my goodbyes to Doc, then went back into my base to prepare for the battle. On days 48 through 52, I rode my horse down to the train tracks in hope of tracking down Jebediah. I traveled until finally I spotted a train stopped in the distance. Outside were a group of cowboys and outlaws fighting it out. I rode into the crowd and spotted the mayor fighting as well.
Sheriff Max, I saw Jebediah enter the train. We'll hold off on the ones out here. Get in there and stop them.
You got it! I pressed on through the gunfire and entered the train through its rear entrance. Inside, Jebediah's goons were waiting for me. It's high noon. I began to move from cabin to cabin, unleashing a flurry of bullets unlike anything the cowboys had seen before. There might have been more of them, but I was far superior in skill and strength. The train was never ending, but no matter how many carts stood in my way, they were no match. Show your face, Jebediah! Finally, I reached the front of the train and climbed a ladder to the top. There, I spotted Jebediah loading gold into a chest. It's over, Bone. Drop the gold and surrender peacefully.
Well, well, well. If it ain't the future boy, you come to dance for me again?
Let's do this the easy way, Jeb. No more bloodshed.
Over my dead body.
Jebediah started blasting away at me, and I immediately started firing back bullets of my own. Unlike his men, Jeb was a skilled gunslinger. However, he did have one weakness, his ego. I quickly hid behind whatever I could for cover.
What's wrong, boy? Getting scared?
If anyone is scared, it's you. Come and get me.
Why, I oughta.
Without hesitation, Jebediah ran towards my cover, giving me the perfect opportunity to shoot. I sent a clean blow as he turned the corner, killing him instantly. Yeehaw! This war is over! But before I could enjoy my victory, I was suddenly teleported to the next timeline. On days 53 through 55, I found myself laying on the floor of a military base. What the?
Wake up, maggot! You're cooking like an omelet down there!
Ah! Sorry, sir, I just... Whoa. What the? I realized that this man wasn't a man at all, but a chicken?
Is there something on my face, recruit?
Yes. I mean, no.
Get back in line, recruit.
Sir, yes, sir. I quickly joined the other soldiers in line and patiently waited for the commander's briefing.
As I was saying, we are at war with the sheep. The sheep are the enemy, and they will be punished for their crimes.
What did they do exactly?
Will someone tell this idiot why the sheep are our sworn enemy?
They steal our eggs, sir!
That's right. They steal our eggs. Got that, recruit?
Yes, sir.
Now, are we just gonna stand around and let these sheep steal our eggs?
Sir, no, sir!
Now let's suit up and get ready to kick some sheep butt.
Hoorah!
Dismissed.
I need to find my base and gear up quick. On days 56 through 58, I explored the military base in search of my house. Man, this place is huge! Suddenly, I spotted my base, but it was quarantined by soldiers in hazmat suits.
Where did this thing come from?
I'm not sure, but it looks like it's hundreds of years old.
Uh-oh. How am I gonna get inside?
Attention!
Oh, sir, yes, sir.
Howdy, you soldier. It's just me.
Kato?
The one and only. I bet you're confused where you are now. You're in the modern era.
He then tossed me a machine pistol, some ammo, and grenades.
You'll find a workbench inside your base. There you can make more awesome weapons like these.
Awesome! Thanks for all your help, Kato.
Yeah, till next time.
On days 59 through 61, I found a shooting range to test out my new weapon. This is freaking sweet! While shooting, a fellow soldier walked up to me.
Hey, I'm Private Henrietta. We've both been assigned a special ops mission together.
She then dropped me a note and a map. Execute target at this location. Protect fellow chickens during infiltration. Take out enemy hostiles. 0600 hours.
Grab a sniper. You're gonna need it.
But wait! I don't have a sniper! Just then, I remembered my workbench and how I could make one. I decided to check it out to see what materials I needed. However, as I arrived at the entrance, I realized it was still blocked off by guards. Excuse me, can I go in there?
What? We don't care. We're on break.
Oh, that was easy. I headed inside and found the workbench that Kato had told me about. Let's see. I need 36 iron ingots for a heavy rifle, 6 iron nuggets, 2 stained glass and black dye for a long scope, 8 iron nuggets and gray wool for a specialized grip, and 4 iron nuggets and gunpowder for an advanced bullet. That's quite the grocery list. Better get started. I set off to gather all the necessary materials for my rifle. I started by mining some iron, as well as some materials I could potentially use for my base later. Next, I found a beach, where I dug up some sand for glass and killed some squids for black dye. Afterwards, I found a group of sheep which I happily killed for the cause. Upon their death, they dropped gray and black wool. Lastly, I killed a group of creepers for their gunpowder. That's everything. I returned back to my base, but before crafting anything, I decided to first alter my place to look more like a military structure. This should keep eyes off of me for now. Finally, I assembled my rifle with my new materials and set off to the location of my mission. On days 62 through 65, I traveled until I finally reached Henrietta at the vantage point.
Well, you took your time.
I'm here now, though. Let's get started. I got to my post and waited with Henrietta for our soldiers to enter the area. You're a pretty cool chick.
Quiet down. Here they come.
We watched as our squad entered the compound. Everything was going well when suddenly enemy sheep started to approach. As the fighting began, I started to pick them off one by one.
High value target in sight. Shoot to kill.
I quickly turned my attention to the target in question. They were quick, but I managed to land my sights on them and get a headshot.
Mission complete. Good job. Now get back to base.
Not bad for a newbie.
Thanks! On days 66 through 68, I returned with Henrietta to the military base. We were having a nice time chatting when suddenly the sirens started to go off. TNT began to rain down from the sky. The sheep were making an airstrike on the base. Henrietta, run! Bombs continued to rain down everywhere. All of a sudden, everything went white. I regained consciousness to find the base in total ruin. I turned next to me and Henrietta was on the ground. Help! Somebody! Medic! Kato suddenly appeared before me. Please, you have to help.
I'm sorry. I cannot interfere with the timeline.
You're a coward! She was my friend!
These are the casualties of war, Max. You've done well so far, ending countless wars over the span of thousands of years. She is only but a speck across the endless timeline. You must move past this.
Okay. Whatever you say. What do we do now?
Well, this battle was lost, unfortunately, and it's impossible to stop now at this point in time.
Is that bad?
Not necessarily. But now you must travel further into the future to end the final war, the future war.
Okay, let's go.
Not yet. I need you to clean up a few things first. Here's a list. Good luck.
Kato dropped me a list of tasks to do with a map and disappeared. But I was still feeling distraught from the earlier attack. War sucks. On days 69 through 71, I walked around the rubble of the military base to find anyone who might have survived. The place was a wasteland, so I returned to what was left of my base and took out the list Kato had given me. Tasks for Max. Complete in this order. Number 1, repair your base. Number 2, grab the bazooka I left in your chest. Number 3, find target X. They become a problem in the future. Blow up hostiles from a distance. Once complete, you will be transported to the next timeline. Kato. I started with step 1 and repaired my base with what materials I had on hand. It didn't look amazing, but I wasn't feeling motivated after what had happened before. Next, I grabbed the bazooka that Kato had left in my chest. Whoa, this is a bit extreme. I followed the map I had received and searched for some mobs to test my new weapon on, as well as the target X. I found a group of zombies and fired a single missile at them. It was more than enough to wipe out the whole group. Dang, this thing is powerful. I continued onward until finally I came upon the location on my map. It was a plains biome that held a small farm with a single house. All right, this is it. Once I blow up whoever's in this house, I'll be teleported. Then, there's only one timeline to finish after that. I took out my bazooka and aimed it at the house, but I hesitated. I don't even know who's in there. I put my gun away. I decided that I couldn't, in good conscience, attack without checking it out first. So I approached the house instead. I walked through the front door to find a mother sheep and her 2 children. I immediately felt sick to my stomach. Oh my god! I was about to kill innocent creatures! Suddenly, Kato appeared in the doorway.
Tisk! You couldn't just follow orders, could you, Max? Now I'll have to do this myself.
He punched me hard and then slammed the door. I was then teleported away before I could stop him. On days 72 through 75, I woke up in a strange, futuristic prison cell.
Morning, cellmate.
Where am I? Who are you?
I'm Chick Fury. Looks like you got fooled by Kato too. Let me fill you in on what's going down. Kato stole a time machine, and he's been altering the timeline to however he sees fit. He's just a normal guy like you and me.
No way. Why would he bring me here?
If you haven't noticed, we're locked in a cell. Kato wants to keep it that way. Lucky for you, I've been working on how to bust out of here. You gonna help me stop him?
Absolutely. Chick Fury managed to break us out of the cell, giving us free reign of the prison. As we navigated the facility, we saw a bunch of other Maxes in different cells. Wait. There's so many of me. Why?
Those are Maxes from other periods in time. They failed their missions, similar to yourself. Let's not fail this one. Come on.
Whoa, this is heavy. We continued to run until we finally found the exit. I used my bazooka to blast it open into the future. On days 76 through 78, I searched for my old base so I could gather my materials. When I arrived, the place was covered in cobwebs and some cows had moved in. Well, this place needs some work. Before working on my base, I went to explore the future to see what kind of materials it might have now. During my travels, I happened upon a biome made entirely of diamond. Whoa, the future is so shiny. Well, when in Rome, I started to mine as much diamond as I could carry and headed back to my base. There, I upgraded it to look much more futury and gave the cows a small pen to call their own. That's better. Suddenly, Kato teleported behind me.
Hello, Max.
Kato, what do you want with me?
The timeline, the multiverse. It could all be mine. But why risk shedding blood or breaking a sweat when I could have a Neanderthal like you do it for me?
And how have I helped you?
Each little decision you made, each swing of your sword, it got me one step closer to ruling the cosmos. But you had to go and fail your mission. Good luck trying to stop me.
Before I could respond, he disappeared. In that very moment, I vowed to stop him and save the universe. On days 79 through 82, I set off to find Chick Fury. If anyone could help me stop Kato, it would be him. I traveled for a while until stumbling upon a tavern. Perfect. Maybe I can finally talk to some normal people. I walked inside to find that the place was full of aliens. I made my way to the front counter. Certainly they could still help me. Hi, do you know someone named Chick Fury?
Glop glop.
Pardon?
Glop glop.
I don't understand what you're saying. My constant questioning made the alien angry. He pulled out a laser gun and started firing it at me. I had no choice but to fight back. I took out a gun of my own and started to shoot back at him. He was surprisingly scrappy. You're not a bad aim. After countless exchanges, I finally managed to take out the alien. Upon his death, he dropped his gun. Ooh, future gun.
Hey, did you say you're looking for Chick Fury?
Yeah, I did.
Follow me.
On days 83 through 86, I was taken to an underground hideout by the guy from the tavern. Wow, even the underground looks futury. We continued onward until finally reaching Chick Fury inside.
Max, wow, you're still alive.
We don't have time for small talk. How do I defeat Kato?
I'm not sure, but I know a way to even the playing field. Follow me.
Chick Fury led me to a strange laboratory.
Step up on the platform.
Okay. I stepped up as he requested.
This should only hurt a little bit.
Suddenly, a machine booted up and started to zap me. When it finally powered down, I had been transformed into a cyborg. As a half-human, half-robot, I now had 30 hearts. This is incredible! On days 87 through 90, I returned back to my base to begin preparations for my attack. If I'm gonna be here for a while, might as well make this place real nice. I got to building, starting with a new additional room filled with a bed, bedside table, and even a bookshelf. Secondly, I created a kitchen with a crafting table, furnaces, and more chests. Next, I created a meeting room to plan out my battle with Kato. Lastly, I built a museum room to document all of my past battles. Man, this has been a crazy journey. And with that, my time machine base was finally done. On days 91 through 96, I was visited by Kato.
You know I could kill you in an instant, right? This is all just a game for me.
Then just do it!
No, this is too much fun. I'll admit, you and all the other locked up Maxes are pretty powerful, and just such a hoot. Good luck with your pathetic plans.
He teleported away, but his comments gave me a great idea. I headed back to the prison and began to prepare for my new plan. I guess I have to be sneaky in every time period. With my diamond knife in hand, I snuck around the facility and killed guards as quietly as I could. Man, I've gotten pretty good at this. I was almost done when...
Who goes there? Must be nothing.
After finally killing the last guard, I opened all the cells and freed all the Maxes. On days 97 through 99, I held a meeting with all the other Max clones. And then I was a sheep for 100 days! Me too! Okay, favorite cereal on 3. 3, 2, 1. Peanut butter Captain Crunch. Jinx! I prefer Bronzo. Guys! We've all been brought here for a reason. Kato tricked us. Kato made us think we were doing the right thing. Kato used us for his evil plans. How do you expect to take him down? None of us could. None of us could take him down alone. But together, I'm confident we can defeat him once and for all. Hoorah! With our agreements made, I packed us all a ton of food and gave weapons to all the different Maxes. It's time to end this, Kato! On day 100, I arrived at the battlefield with my army of Maxes behind me. Kato stood on the other end with his army of cyborgs.
My god, one of you was insufferable enough.
It doesn't have to end this way, Kato.
This can only end one way, Max. Me ruling everything and everyone.
I'm sick of this! I charged into battle with my army of Maxes following close behind. At first, things were going super well. My army was far more skilled than a few buckets of bolts. However, as the battle went on, Kato was able to easily replace his fallen men. Additionally, my army was only human. Cyborgs didn't get tired like they did. Am I actually going to lose?
Not today, Max!
Suddenly, Doc Brown appeared behind me with Gronk, Reinhardt, Henrietta, and Chick Fury. Guys, I can't believe you're here!
Max, Gronk's friend. Gronk helped Max.
My friends all joined the fight and began to fight off the cyborgs with the other Maxes. Now that the cyborgs were distracted, I turned my attention to Kato himself.
No! This isn't how it was supposed to happen!
Too bad, bud. We fought for a while, shooting back and forth at each other. He was a shockingly good aim. When we needed to reload, we switched to close-hand combat, dealing varying blows with our blades. After a lot of fighting, Kato was badly injured. Hey Kato, ooga booga. I swung my wooden club at him, killing him in one hit. Suddenly, my mind drifted away as I was sent into a new body of noble blood. I was about to gain more power and prestige than ever before. On day 1, I spawned in as a noble warrior. There was an epic battle taking place, and I was in the middle of it. Whoa, what's going on? Suddenly, my dad walked up to me. He was the ruler of this realm.
Get your head out of the clouds and fight!
Right! I quickly began battling, but my lack of experience showed. I had only just spawned. Regardless, I fought as hard as I could. My dad, on the other hand, was a super skilled fighter. He took out the enemy soldiers with ease. Just as things were starting to look up, he was stabbed. Dad! I quickly rushed to my dad's defense and began to fight off the hordes of soldiers approaching him. Dad? Are you going to be okay?
I'm dying, my boy. Please, take the throne and guide our people.
My dad died by my side, dropping his crown, sword, and shield. No! Our soldiers were wiped out, leaving me alone on the battlefield. I turned around to find the enemy army led by their king.
Looks like you're the last one, boy. Or should I say, king.
You're a monster!
I'll give you two options. Serve under me and surrender your kingdom, or die.
I'll never serve you! I ran away as fast as I could.
Should we follow him?
No, let him run. We'll snuff him out soon enough.
On day 2, with my dad gone, I was now king of this land. I needed to look the part, so I put my dad's crown on. I guess it's official. I'm the king. I returned home to find my kingdom decimated. Hello? Any survivors? Please answer! Nobody responded, but I continued to seek out anyone who might be in trouble. Suddenly, a remaining enemy soldier attacked me. Haven't you done enough already? I began to fight him off, but with my dad's sword, he was a breeze. After the fight, I continued searching for survivors and spotted a horse in a nearby pen. I approached the animal, but he was still shaken from the battle. Easy, buddy. I'm a friend. I managed to soothe the horse and used the saddle from a nearby chest to climb onto his back. Thanks, pal. Want to help me find some survivors? I rode off to continue my search and eventually found a group of villagers hiding. It's okay to come out. Your king is here.
Is the Empire gone?
It's injured, but together, we'll rebuild it. On day 3, I decided to explore the land more by horseback. First, we found a forest biome where I chopped down some trees for wood. I used the wood I gathered to create a crafting bench and some wooden tools. Next, I went mining for some cobblestone and upgraded to stone tools. Not a bad start. Suddenly, it began to rain. I decided to head back home. Once I arrived at the kingdom, the rain stopped and extinguished all of the fires. I walked through the entrance to find a man waiting for me inside.
My lord, Damien, at your service.
Damien! You survived! So good to see you!
Excellent to see you as well. As you know, I was the right hand to your father. If you'd like, I would love to continue my work under your rule.
Of course!
First order of business, Your Grace. You don't need to gather your own materials. You are the king now, after all. Please, take this.
Much better. After that, I headed to my sleeping quarters, or at least what was left of it. This is gonna need some fixing. I decided to patch it up with the materials I had on hand. It wasn't pretty, but it was a start. Man, I'm gonna have to pay some people to revamp this place. After a long day of work, I decided to get some sleep, but something was making me feel uneasy.
It's probably nothing.
That night, I was awoken by a noise. Suddenly, an assassin entered my room with his weapon ready. Who are you?
I was sent by the Archking to eliminate you.
Not on my watch! We began to fight, but he was much faster than I was. I couldn't land a clean hit. Can you hold still for 1 second? Suddenly, Damien entered the room.
My lord? Back! Back off, you filthy assassin!
He joined in the fight and managed to help me take him down. Thank you, Damien. But I think it's clear we need more guards willing to fight for us.
That is a splendid idea, but we need coin, my lord. No one will fight for free.
I'll take care of it. The next morning I went mining, finding iron and coal. This is the start of great riches. On days 8 through 11, I returned to the castle where I was greeted by Damien and 2 other people.
Sire, these 2 warriors who stand before you shall be your new knights.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
It is truly an honor to serve under you, but we need weapons and armor for the job.
I got that covered. Now that I had some ore, I crafted a furnace and smelted all the iron I had found. With my newly smelted iron, I made a pickaxe. I returned to the mines and went mining for more iron and coal. I was gonna need a lot of it. While mining, I even struck gold. Finally, I used the ingots to craft 2 swords for my guards. Only the best gear for my team. Before returning to the guards, I continued on the repairs a bit more. I managed to patch up all the holes so it was at least a solid structure. It's a roof over my head. After working more on the castle, I returned to the guards and gave them their gear, as well as some gold for their troubles.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Of course. Keep the castle safe while I'm gone. I called for my horse and headed out to explore the land further. On days 12 through 14, during my exploration, I was getting hungry, so I hunted some sheep and chicken for food. Tasty, but not the most sustainable for my people. After my hunt, I gathered up some more wood as well as seeds for an upcoming project. As I was gathering, I noticed a nearby village was being attacked by the Archking's men. I have to help! I fought off the soldiers one by one, but they were pretty tough. Still though, I powered through, defeating all of the soldiers. Once the dust settled, all of the villagers began to celebrate.
Thank you so much for freeing our village. I think me and my wife could be of great assistance to your kingdom.
What do?
I'm a skilled blacksmith. With the right materials, I can make just about anything.
And I would be happy to tend your crops if need be.
That would be fantastic. I can pay you for your services and give you a warm place to call home. On days 15 through 18, I returned back to the kingdom with the blacksmith and his wife.
Wow, the kingdom seems to be in great disarray.
It's a work in progress. Speaking of, rather than restoring what was lost, I decided to salvage what was left of the wall and start fresh. Luckily, the blacksmith helped me. I went through multiple pickaxes until finally the entire wall was taken down. Afterwards, I flattened out the ground. Can't have anyone tripping. With the land better prepared, I quickly got to building. I built a house for the villagers to stay in, complete with the forge for the blacksmith. I also added their own personal garden.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to try it out. Please, take this.
And this as well.
The blacksmith gave me some dope armor, and his wife gave me some food. Thank you, and welcome to the kingdom. On days 19 through 21, a bird flew by and dropped a message. Oh, brave king, I am trapped in a castle guarded by an evil dragon. If you are brave and true, head to the north and find me in the tallest tower, Princess Peach. I've got to save her. Before I left, I spoke with Damien and asked for him to find stonemasons to further repair the castle.
Very good, my lord.
I set off on horseback to save the princess. I traveled through multiple biomes until finally arriving at a beautiful white and red castle. Onward! I entered the castle and found a dragon waiting for me inside. Nice dragon? The dragon let out a ferocious roar and began to fight me. I brought the battle outside and tried to fend it off, but it was too powerful for me. This is insane! It blasted me with its fire breath and began to destroy the castle around it. I fled from battle and rushed to the highest point of the castle and found the princess sleeping in her bed. Wake up! How are you sleeping through this?
Oh, a noble knight here to save me.
Yes! Let's go!
I've dreamt of this day, my king.
We gotta go, or we're gonna die! I picked her up and started to make my way down the ladder. I quickly booked it past the dragon as fast as I could. On days 22 through 25, I returned to the castle with my princess on my shoulders. It had been patched up just as I requested.
Max, I can't wait any longer. We must wed.
Damien, prepare the altar. I'm getting married. Later that day, the wedding began. People from far and wide sat in the pews. All of my subjects gathered. Even her weird friends came to pay tribute.
Mamma mia!
My beautiful bride entered the chapel, looking more angelic than ever.
On this day, we wed these two in holy matrimony. Princess, do you take Max, the king, to be your noble husband?
I do.
And your grace, are you ready to meet your maker?
Excuse me? Those aren't the words.
I'm sorry, my lord. I do believe they are.
Suddenly, he pulled out a sword and attacked me.
Oh my.
I had no choice but to take out my own. He was a skilled swordsman, but luckily I was more so. I managed to bring him to his knees. Imposter! Who sent you? Let me guess. The Arch King.
The true king and his true subjects sent me.
You have committed treason of the highest account, and for that, you must die. I slayed him and turned to my bride. My lady, I do. Yay! Peach was now my queen. We faced the audience and then walked out of the chapel, happy as we could ever be. On days 26 through 28, I stood hand in hand with my new queen and began to tell her about my big plans for the kingdom. I dream of creating the most beautiful and prosperous kingdom in the land. We will have streets paved with gold, and war will be eradicated.
That's great and all, honey, but there's gonna have to be some serious changes around here.
You're right. Let's get to work. The two of us started by building a house made of different types of wood to give it variety. We liked the design so much that we decided to build multiple more throughout the kingdom. Perfect. We're growing more and more each day. Once our work was done, I decided to check in with Damien. Are we expecting more people to come live in the kingdom?
Yes, my lord. There's been a few requests.
Damien began to throw countless request books in my direction. Okay, so we need to keep expanding. On days 29 through 31, I visited with my people to see how they were doing.
We're doing great now. Thanks to you, you're an excellent king.
I continued to make my rounds when suddenly a panicked messenger ran up to me.
And it's horrible!
Whoa, hey, calm down. What happened?
I came to warn you of a coming horror.
What do you mean?
Each neighboring town has been visited by spirits. Evil spirits from beyond this world. They walk through the town speaking only one word.
What word is that?
You'll see for yourself tonight.
After the ominous warning, he left. Huh. Better safe than sorry. I spent the rest of the day crafting stone swords and handing them out to my people as a means of protection. As I finished my preparations, night approached and a fog rolled through the town, just like the messenger said. Suddenly, terrifying ghouls started to walk through the town, saying only one word. Hide. I watched in horror, too scared to move. Hide. You know what? Enough of this. I'm a king. I jumped into battle with my dad's sword and began to fight off all the ghouls. With the help of one of my knights, we managed to take them all out. As I slayed the final ghoul, they dropped a map. The one true king. I'll have to check this out soon. On days 32 through 34, I decided to check on my horse. He seemed to be trying to tell me something. What is it, boy? Little Timmy caught in the well? No? Huh. Oh yeah, you don't have a name. I'll call you Maximus. He loved it. Suddenly, one of my guards approached me.
Sire, as the kingdom grows, it's becoming more difficult for only 2 knights to defend.
I'm on it. I went exploring on Maximus in search of some new knights. During my travels, I stumbled upon an epic warrior saving people from a monster. Whoa, he's perfect. Excuse me, would you like to serve as my guard?
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm the king of these parts.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't take orders, I give them. Prove your worth to me. Defeat me in battle.
You're on! We began our duel, but he outmatched me both in strength and size. I used my father's blade to send a flurry of attacks, but he came back with his own, doused in flames. I tried my best, but he defeated me.
Ha! You're now king.
I'll show you soon enough. I ran away, feeling embarrassed. On days 35 through 38, I went back home feeling humiliated and knew that I needed to get stronger. I decided to follow the map of the one true king. If anyone can teach me, it would be him. Before leaving on horseback, I spoke to Damien. Please continue working on the castle while I'm away.
Yes, my lord.
I traveled through multiple biomes, mining some cobblestone along the way. Finally, the map led me to the peak of a mountain. There, I found a mysterious sword trapped within a stone. Whoa, cool. I tried to pull the sword out, but it wouldn't budge. Ugh! Why won't you move?
It's because you are not yet worthy of Excalibur, but you can be.
I turned around to find a wise king standing before me. Who are you?
I'm King Arthur, ruler of these lands. What brings you to my domain?
I'm King Max, and I'm here to become a more worthy ruler of my people.
You're still young, but you have much potential. I will train you.
When do I start?
Now.
On days 39 through 41, I began my training with King Arthur.
The first hallmark of a good king is inspiring your subjects. Come with me, Max.
I followed him, leading me to a village in ruin.
This town has been ravaged by bandits and monsters alike. Today, we help them rebuild.
Arthur and I spent the day restoring the village to its former beauty. We even passed out rations to those in need. Now, the village was better than ever.
Thank you, Your Grace.
You needn't thank me. It is my royal duty to serve my subjects. With the village rebuilt, Arthur began to lead me to my next task.
The second hallmark of a great king is to be capable of protecting your realm.
We stopped at a plains biome. At the center of the field was a sheep pen, surrounded by a swarm of zombies.
Defend that pen as if those sheep were your own people.
Yes, sir! I immediately jumped into battle, taking out each zombie with ease. I took extra care that the pen and the sheep inside were unharmed by the fallout. Woohoo!
You've done well, my boy. The final hallmark of a good king is that he must have a lasting legacy.
How do I do that?
Take this map to your final quest. It will lead you to a monster that has been terrorizing these lands for millennia. Defeat it, then all will know of your bravery.
I won't let you down. But first, I need to prepare. On days 42 through 44, I returned home to find the castle had been greatly improved. Wow, Damien, this looks great!
You have my thanks, my lord.
I felt inspired by Damien's work and decided to do some of my own. I started by finally repairing the bridge and creating a proper entrance for the kingdom. Afterwards, I repaired the barracks to be more suitable for my knights. I'll recruit more knights soon, but some extra defense would be nice. I decided to craft some stone brick walls and began working on the outer perimeter of the kingdom. This will take a while, but it'll be worth it. After I finished building, I went mining for materials. I gathered more cobblestone, gold, and even diamond. I know just the use for this. I returned home and crafted diamond swords for both of my knights. I'm heading out now. Take this and keep things in order while I'm away.
Thank you, sire. We won't let you down.
On days 45 through 49, I plan to fight King Arthur's monster and claim Excalibur for my own. My love, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Hurry back, my dear king. I shall await your arrival. Please do return to me post-haste.
Aye, dog. I set off for my final test. After some traveling, I stumbled upon a group of humans hanging out at a campfire. Hey, is everything all right? They explained that they had no home, so I invited them to the kingdom and tossed a map their way. After following King Arthur's map for some time, I reached a massive palace. Whoa, this place is freaky. I walked up the steps and into a garden, revealing a terrifying monster.
Let me guess, you were sent by King Arthur.
Yeah, how'd you know?
He sends all his trainees here. None have lived to tell the tale.
Well, there's a first for everything. I charged in to fight the foul beast, and our battle began. They were a fierce competitor that specialized in hand-to-hand combat. Each of his massive fists dealt devastating damage. He even managed to break my helmet. Our battle continued for what felt like hours. No wonder this was King Arthur's final test.
Quit now, boy. I won't tell old Arthur.
Never! Excalibur will be mine! After a lot of fighting, I went in with my blade, slashing and killing the monster. Woohoo! Upon their death, they dropped a lily-tad flower, which I pocketed to show King Arthur. It's time to go get that sword! On days 50 through 53, I traveled back to King Arthur to claim Excalibur. When I got there, he was already waiting for me.
Congratulations, Max. You have inspired your subjects, protected your realm, and created a lasting legacy for yourself and your kingdom.
Thank you so much, Your Grace.
When you are ready, you may pull the sword from the stone.
I walked up to Excalibur, pulling it loose and claiming it as my own. I did it! After receiving the sword, I gained 10 hearts. I said my thanks to the king, then headed back home. Damien, I'd like to expand our kingdom some more. Our numbers grow more and more each day. Could you help me out?
Sure, but that isn't exactly the role of the king's hand.
Well, it is now! He tossed me tons of materials, and we both got to work. First, we expanded the outer wall. If the Arch King was preparing his army, we had to have proper defense. Next, we built a royal vault as a place to store all of the kingdom's riches. After a lot of building, the kingdom was looking amazing. This is for you, Dad. On days 54 through 57, I explored my kingdom. Suddenly, a messenger ran up to me.
From the One True King, the ruler of this kingdom and all kingdoms in the realm.
Okay, guy. Just say what you have to say.
The Arch-King has requested your presence immediately.
And if I say no?
Then he will, and I quote, send a cavalry of men with enough TNT to wipe out the continent.
Okay then, I guess I'll meet with him. Before leaving, I spoke with Damien, instructing him to continue expansion of the wall.
Yes, my lord.
I set out to find the king. After some searching, I stumbled upon an evil-looking castle. Ugh, who makes a statue of themselves? I walked into the castle, where the Arch King was waiting for me. What do you want with me and my kingdom?
I'll make this quick, little king. I'll be taking your territory.
What? You can't do that!
I'm the true king of these lands. I can do as I please.
No! You can't! I won't let you!
You have no choice. We are in the final stages of preparations. If you do not surrender peacefully, your lands will become drenched in the blood of battle.
Bring it on! On days 58 through 60, I was helping my subjects gather food from their garden. Suddenly, I heard screaming in the distance.
Thief! Thief!
I turned around to see a man on a horse running from the castle entrance. I quickly ran to Damien. What happened?
The royal vault has been robbed. The thief is getting away.
Not while I'm around. I jumped onto Maximus and began to chase him down. We barreled through the forest, taking care to weave around trees as we rode. Stop in the name of the king! We ran for a while, until finally he was cornered. The thief stopped and turned to me. Who are you?
I'm Robin Hood, and these are me merry men.
Suddenly, a group of men ambushed me. I had no choice but to fight back. I tried to fend off the onslaught of arrows, but they were well versed with a bow. Why are you stealing from us?
Robin Hood steals from the rich pigs like you and gives to the poor.
My kingdom isn't even rich. We just started up. Suddenly, Robin Hood ordered his men to stop.
So let me get this straight. You fight for the weak?
Yeah, I do.
I was sorry for my leap in judgment. Anyone who fights for the weak, I am honored to serve. Me and my merry men will protect your kingdom.
Oh, great! On days 61 through 64, I decided to do some more exploring. A king can never be too familiar with his kingdom. During my travels, I came across a marketplace in shambles. What happened here?
The Arch King destroyed our town. Now we have nowhere to go.
Don't worry, you all can stay at my kingdom. I took all the merchants back home and began work on a marketplace. I built shops for the new residents to continue their work and share it with the other townsfolk.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
With the marketplace completed, I went to check on Robin Hood to see how they're setting up.
I have archers planted at every corner of the castle, sir.
Great! Take this for your efforts. I gave him tons of gold. For your troubles. Be sure to spread this wealth to the people as well.
Very good, my king.
On days 65 through 70, a messenger entered the castle bearing an announcement.
On behalf of King Jack, ruler of the West, I hereby invite anyone and everyone to the Tournament of Champions. Winner of the bout will be rewarded handsomely. The tournament will be held tomorrow at noon. Thank you for your time.
Perhaps you should fight in the tournament, Your Grace.
Huh? Why?
The prize could be beneficial to the kingdom, my lord.
Huh. You make a good point. All right, why not? I then called my horse and set out to the tournament. After traveling through many biomes, I finally reached King Jack's kingdom. I entered the castle to find two knights fighting to the death. Whoa, this is serious.
All right, a well-fought battle by our heroic knights. Now it's time for the main event. Introducing the man with the red mane, savior of the people, King Max.
Oh, that's me. Hello. Hi. Thank you.
You, sir, will be fighting Keeper of the Flame, Terror of the Night, and the Arch King's right-hand man, Ignis the Destroyer.
The strong knight I had fought several days ago entered the arena. Oh man, not good.
Well, if it isn't the Cowardice King. Come to prove your worth again.
It's not too late to join my cause. My kingdom has gotten stronger.
Too late for that, little one. I've already joined the Arch King. You stand no chance against us.
Let the fight begin.
Ignis began to quake the earth, just as he had done before. However, this time it was different. A strange particle came over my head and was protecting me from his attacks. What's going on?
Why won't you die?
Suddenly, he became enraged and erupted into fiery blue flames. His attacks were twice as strong, but my blessing kept me safe. I managed to defeat Ignis.
That was the best thing I've ever seen. Oh yeah.
What just happened? On days 71 through 74, a bunch of villagers admired my efforts in the tournament and even asked to join my kingdom. Sure, everyone is welcome. I returned home with the villagers and started building a town square for all my people to enjoy. Things are starting to look like a proper kingdom now. Suddenly, a villager ran up to me in a panic.
Help! Little Timmy fell down the well!
Oh no! I followed the villager around the castle to the well in question. I don't remember this being here. Oh well. I hopped out inside and found Timmy at the bottom, surrounded by drowned zombies. I immediately started to fight them all off. They weren't too tough with Excalibur, but their numbers in the limited space made the fight more difficult. After a while, I managed to slay every last drowned zombie, and I brought Timmy back up to the surface. Hurry home, little boy. Your mom is worried about you. As Timmy ran off, I suddenly started to feel sick. Did I get bit by a zombie? I tried to retain consciousness, but I blacked out. On days 75 through 77, I woke up feeling a lot better, but the castle seemed to be quiet. Where's Peach? I decided to go look for her, checking multiple parts of the kingdom in the process. Princess? Yo, Peach! Princess! Finally, as I went to check the stable, I found a chest in the center. Weird. I didn't put this here. I took a look inside and found a note. The princess is in another castle. Oh my god, someone kidnapped Peach! How am I gonna find her?
Sire, my men spotted someone heading east with her.
Then I'll head east too. On days 78 through 80, I traveled in search of my queen until I came upon a giant castle. This has to be the place. I walked inside and immediately spotted Peach suspended in a cage from the ceiling. Don't worry, honey, I'll break you right out of there.
Such a valiant and noble king.
Damien, what's going on here?
Are you truly that blind? I labored under your father's iron fist, caring for his every need. I deserved to be king, not you. Just because you were his son does not mean you deserve it.
That doesn't mean you have the right to kidnap my queen.
I can do whatever I want. I've grown tired of this. Enjoy your final battle.
Suddenly, a huge monster crawled from out of the ground. I immediately jumped into battle, using Excalibur to make a few good hits on the beast. But it was tough. The monster charged me with great speed and managed to land a few hits of its own, for my queen and my father. After a steep fight, I managed to land the finishing blow on the monster.
No!
Come on, face me like a man. We began to battle it out, but Damien was a pushover. And that's why I'm king and you're not. I landed the killing blow on the traitor. Afterwards, I broke Peach out of her prison and returned home. On days 81 through 84, I was enjoying a moment of peace in the kingdom. I really love this land and all of my loyal subjects, but there always seems to be someone ready to hurt them. It's stressful, but I have to keep a strong face for them.
Honey, are you monologuing up here?
You know me so well, Peach.
Well, hey, you have a little visitor.
Bring them in. Out of nowhere, a little pixie flew into the room. Hello, how can I help you?
Your Grace, I found it befitting to reveal myself to you. I am May of the Pixie Forest, and I gave you a protective enchantment during your fight with Ignis.
That was you? Thank you so much. But why?
Our people have been pushed out of our homes by the Arch King. We need protection. If you would allow it, my people would much enjoy living in these walls.
Of course! I built a bunch of miniature houses for the pixies to call their own within the kingdom's forest. After I completed the build, I got them settled in, and they loved it.
Thank you, my liege.
I was still in the building mood, so I expanded the wall, finishing the perimeter. Now I just need to make it taller. On days 85 through 89, I decided it was finally time to build up my army further. Damien! Oh wait, he betrayed me and I had to kill him. Ugh. I traveled to multiple villages from different biomes, gathering the best warriors from each.
You have my sword.
You have my bow.
You have my axe.
You have something on your face.
It's a beard.
Oh, you right.
I'll join ye army if you can beat me in combat.
Let's do it! The battle began. Although the warrior had speed on his side, I was experienced enough to defeat him with ease.
You're skilled with a blade. I'd be happy to join your ranks.
After a lot of headhunting, I finally rebuilt the numbers of my army. My valiant knights, as the protectors of this kingdom, we must also protect those at risk. The Arch-King poses tyranny for all.
The Arch-King and his army won't stand a chance against us.
Huzzah! On days 90 through 93, I had a nightmare.
Where's the king?
The kingdom was on fire, the screams of people echoing through the land. What's going on? What happened here? I ran to the entrance, where the Arch-King was waiting for me.
Hello, Max. I told you your land would be drenched in bloodshed.
Please, just make it stop. Just then, a huge monster appeared.
I'm gonna kill you!
Take care of this false king.
I tried to fight back, but the only thing I had on me was an almost broken wooden sword. Please, I'm defenseless! The monster started spinning, catapulting me into the air. Oh, no! Right then I woke up, trembling in my bedroom. I can't let that happen. To be safe, I continued work on the wall, making it super tall. Hopefully this helps. I then made a diamond pickaxe, going underground and mining as much obsidian as I could find. I used the blocks to reinforce the castle. Now, hopefully, the kingdom is impenetrable.
Honey, I think you should build a moat.
Why?
Because moats are super cool, and I want there to be one.
You're right. Great idea. I quickly got to work carving out the moat and adding the water. And with that, our kingdom is finally complete. On days 94 through 98, with the kingdom finally ready, it was time to prepare for the big battle. I gathered supplies, including lots of food and my armor. However, as I was going to put it on, the blacksmith stopped me.
Sire, please wait. I crafted this new armor set for the battle ahead. It is inspired by your victory in the Tournament of Champions.
The blacksmith handed me the new armor, and I suited up. Truly fit for a king. Thank you. Before leaving the castle, I made sure to talk to my queen. I will return. The kingdom is in your hands now. I exited the castle to find my army awaiting my orders. When I became king, I was still naive, but I've learned much during this time of what makes a good ruler. One of my duties is to protect the vulnerable, although lives will be lost. We must end the tyranny of the Arch-King, once and for all! I called for Maximus, and suddenly a trumpet was heard in the distance. I looked to see the Arch-King's army waiting.
The time has come for me to take what's mine. Fall, Max, just like your father before you.
Right then, we both charged forward at each other. On day 99, there was a massive battle between my own kingdom and the Arch-Kings. There were knights from both sides everywhere, and the sounds of clashing swords and armor filled the air. With Maximus, I tried to take down as many enemies as I possibly could. This fight wasn't the same as the one from the first day. I was much more proficient with my sword. I began to focus on the Arch-King while my soldiers covered me. However, during the fray, the Arch-King made a fatal blow, killing Maximus. No! Maximus! Enraged, I sent a brutal swing at the Arch-King, injuring him. He quickly fled towards his castle. You're not getting away that easily! On day 100, the Arch-King stopped at the front steps of his castle. Surrender now or your life belongs to me!
You fell right into my trap.
Suddenly, the Arch-King conjured up minions to attack me. I was alone, so I had no choice but to fight them as a one-man army. Luckily, my sword skills came into play. I managed to take down his soldiers and land another powerful attack on the king.
No, not like this. You will pay.
The Arch-King conjured more magic, transforming into the Arch-Vessel. As the Arch-Vessel, he was able to summon an outrageous number of minions to attack me, as well as shoot powerful lasers. All of the minions made it hard to get in close. Come here and fight me yourself, coward. I fought off his pawns the best I could, and continued to chip away at the Arch-King. Eventually, I managed to strike the vessel down. As the Arch-Vessel exploded, the remaining minions also died with him. After the dust had settled, the Arch-King was all that remained.
No, wait! I surrender. You are the true king of this realm.
Suddenly, I felt my consciousness slip away into another body. I knew something big was coming. My journey had only just begun. On day 1, I spawned into an open field full of strange humanoid monsters. Where am I? Why are my hearts pounding? What are those things? There were giant humanoid monsters everywhere, so I had to lay low. Unfortunately for me, I accidentally ran into a sweetberry bush. Ow! Suddenly, lightning struck down directly onto me, transforming me into the attack titan. I didn't know what was going on, but all I knew was that I wanted to destroy all other titans. I charged into the horde of titans and began to attack them one by one. In this form, I was incredibly powerful and was able to destroy some of the monsters in a couple of punches. I was hungry for violence and punched the titans one after another. After a lot of fighting, I reverted back to my human form just as a giant hairy titan appeared before me.
Good little titan.
Who are you?
I am the Beast Titan, and in 100 days, I'm going to use my immense power to turn your people into titans.
You can't do that! They're innocent!
I'd like to see you stop me.
He began to walk away. I wanted to chase him, but I felt too weak after my transformation. I passed out. On day 2, I woke up in a field with a strange girl in front of me.
Max, wake up.
Who are you?
What? It's me, Mikasa. You don't have time for this. There are titans everywhere.
I looked around and she wasn't kidding. There were easily hundreds. What do?
We fight.
Mikasa ran out into the field and began to slaughter titans left and right. She was amazing and truly a natural warrior. In the distance, a titan was approaching me at a high speed. Ah! How do I get away from this thing? What should I do, Mikasa?
Use your ODM gear.
Huh? Oh, right. It was a little bit of a rocky start, but I got the hang of it in no time.
Aim for the nape of their neck.
Following Mikasa's instructions, I lashed onto the titan and swung with all of my strength. I did it! I had killed my first titan and I was ready to finish off whatever titan came in my way. I began taking down titans one by one. Although they were huge, with my ODM gear, I was able to take them down with ease. After what felt like hours of titan hunting, we took down the last one. Boy, that was exhausting! On day 3, I decided it was best to split away from Mikasa. If she knew I could turn into a titan, that would be the end of me. After walking for a bit, I came across a gate at the entrance of a massive wall. Wow, this place is huge!
Welcome back to the Shigashida, Cadet. I'm sorry about your mom. Oh, and I guess your house, too.
Oh, thank you. I walked past the gate to see a beautiful, sprawling city leading from one end of the wall all the way to the other. A lot of the houses were under construction, but I didn't think anything of it. I'd finally arrived at my house, and just like the guard said, it'd been reduced to rubble. Well, I guess it was time for an upgrade anyways. I started off by punching down some nearby trees. After getting all the resources I needed, I found a new location to build my house and began working on the foundation. Once that was finished, I built up the walls so I would have adequate protection for the night. I like it so far. On days 4 through 7, my house was off to a good start. I was then approached by a stern-looking man. Who are you?
I'm your commanding officer, Levi. Do you not remember me, newbie?
No, sir. Sorry, sir. It won't happen again. Sir.
Well, alright. I got my eye on you. Start patrolling the wall and report back to me if there's trouble. Do not engage with any abnormal titans.
I got to work patrolling the walls, but nothing was really happening. In the distance, I saw a silhouette of a tall person running in my direction. It was a titan. Using my ODM gear, I quickly dashed out to it and finished him off. These titans are like zombies. I can't let the Beast Titan transform humanity into these. Just then, I spotted something in the distance. What is that? I spotted an unusual titan. Unlike the others, this one was walking on all fours. I knew I should have reported it to Levi, but with the way I was handling these titans, I could easily take out this one myself. I flew at the titan full speed ahead. Okay, you dumb titan, it's time to...
Time to what? Time to meet my maker? What an unoriginal thing to say. All you island devils are the same.
What the? You can talk?
Yes, I am the Cart Titan. Out of the 9 of us, only a few of us can retain dialect in our Titan form. I'm one of the lucky ones, I guess.
What do you want with me?
I want the Founding Titan's power. Give it to me now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then why am I wasting my time talking to you when I can just eat you and go on my way?
I won't let you do that! Without hesitation, I immediately transformed into my Titan form and prepared myself for battle. On days 8 through 11, I engaged in battle with the Cart Titan. This Titan was incredibly fast. I could hardly keep up with its speed.
You may have been able to defeat the pure Titans with ease, but not me!
If I want to beat this Titan, I'm gonna need to try harder. Watch their movements carefully. Get used to their pattern. The Cart Titan was incredibly fast and was able to charge at me so quick it was hard to dodge. Each attack she landed dealt massive damage. Without my regeneration, I would have been toast. I continued to try and fight her head on with my fists, but I quickly came to the realization that a mindless rampage would not be enough to defeat her. I had to attack, but only at the right moments. I calmed myself, and when she charged in, I dodged swiftly to the side and landed a few blows. The two of us went back and forth for a while. It was anyone's game. I managed to get myself together. I waited for the right moment to attack and charged in. One punch after another, I didn't give them any time to counter. With one final punch, I finally defeated the Cart Titan. Its body evaporated and I began to feel all fuzzy. What's happening to me?
My name is Peakfinger. When I was very young, my father got sick. I hated seeing him suffering, so I decided I was going to do something about it. I enrolled in the military, and I was lucky enough to be chosen as one of the 9 Titans. Because of this, I was able to pay for the treatment he needed. Now, as the Cart Titan, I have immeasurable endurance. Unlike other Titans, I can stay in my form for months at a time. If the mission demands it, I imagine I could stay in this form for years. Above all else, I am fast. Faster than any other Titan. The 9 Titans are the only intelligent specimens. It seems if other people were to transform into Titans, they would become mindless zombies. But there is one truth that holds strong. All of the intelligent Titans are human.
Whoa! So the 9 Titans are all humans and their leader is the Beast. But why do they want to transform all humans into Titans? Suddenly, I gained 10 additional hearts and felt even lighter on my feet. I guess with each intelligent Titan I kill, I'll absorb their power and memories. I better keep fighting to learn more. On days 12 through 14, I reported back to Commander Levi to tell him about my sweet victory. I did it, Commander! I single-handedly defeated the Cart Titan all on my own.
You did what?
I know, right? I'm kinda awesome.
That's being reckless. I told you to report back to me if there was any trouble. You could have been killed. As punishment, you'll be repeating your training until you understand the meaning of working with a team.
Aw, but I can easily take Titans out as a Titan.
What?
Oh, nothing. I'll report the training right away. Gosh, I almost messed up. Levi would kill me if he knew I was a Titan. After talking to Commander Levi, I walked over to the training area. There were tons of other scouts just like me, and the instructor was especially scary.
Welcome to training, maggots. This isn't a daycare. You're gonna work until you drop. Otherwise, those Titans will eat you for breakfast.
Sir, yes, sir! The instructor started us off with a race around the training area. I thought I'd become a lot faster, but everyone started passing me up.
You did great, Max.
Thanks, but how did you know my name?
Did you hit your head? It's me, Armin. I'm your childhood friend.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Let's stick together. Training is gonna be tough.
Next up, we had to train our balancing skills with the ODM gear. It was a pain in the butt, but we all managed to do it just fine. By the end of the balance training, I noticed that there was a girl eating a potato right next to me. Who are you?
I'm Sasha. You want some?
No thanks. Lastly was hand-to-hand combat. I was partnered up with a blonde girl who always looked a little bit upset. To my surprise, she was an amazing fighter. I was secretly a Titan, but still she could keep up with my attacks. It was incredible. Within seconds, I found myself on my knees. Ouch! Armin came over to console me about my loss against the blonde girl.
It's okay. Annie is almost as tough as Mikasa.
Maybe fighting Titans is gonna be harder than I expected. Once training was all finished up, the scary instructor gave one final announcement.
Tomorrow is your 4th and final test. Field work. Mess around and you'll get swallowed up out there. Dismissed!
On days 15 through 18, I went to dinner with Armin. Hey Armin, could we talk for a little bit? I'm struggling to remember some stuff.
Sure. Well, where do you want me to start?
From the beginning.
Well, it all started the day the walls fell. That day, humanity was suddenly reminded of the terror of being at their mercy, of the humiliation of being trapped inside a cage. The Titans wanted nothing more than to consume our kind. You ran home the minute you saw the breach, but when you arrived, it was too late. Your mother was already being consumed by a Titan. You begged Lieutenant Hannes to save her, but he was frozen in place, terrified of the giant in front of him. That's why you and Mikasa joined the military corps, to kill all Titans and liberate humanity. Thank goodness we managed to patch the hole and restore Shiganshina.
That's right. How could I forget? But what happens if there's an intelligent Titan?
Don't say stuff like that. Intelligence is the one thing we have over those monsters. If they had the brain to back up their advances, we would be in serious trouble.
I guess you're right. Sorry. On days 19 through 22, I found myself stuck in a dream. My father was standing beside me holding a syringe. Dad? What's going on here?
Listen to me, son. Find the basement and you'll find out the truth.
The basement? What are you talking about?
Just trust me, my son. People will be after you. Powerful people. Control your new powers, find the basement, and take down the evil in this world.
Wait, Dad, I'm confused. Tell me more.
We don't have time for this. My basement and the other intelligent Titans have the truth to all of this.
I woke up in a cold sweat, wondering what the heck that dream was. What a nightmare. But why was my dad telling me to go to our basement? I was worried about what it could mean, but I needed rest. I decided to shrug it off for now and hit the hay. On days 23 through 25, it was time for the final test. I headed over to the training area and received a quick briefing from the instructor. I was assigned to a small group consisting of Armin and Reiner. Nice to meet ya. I'm Max.
Nice to meet you, Max. I'm Reiner. Let's do some good work out there.
All right, team. Here's the plan. I think we're all able to take care of the Titans on our own, so we're going to split up. Let's do this.
It was my team's turn to go into the field and start our test. Following Armin's plan, we went ahead and split up. I swiftly killed 2 Titans in my vicinity. Unfortunately, it was too early to celebrate my success. I heard a scream off in the distance. It was Reiner. He was cornered by one of the Titans. Ah! I quickly latched onto the Titan and swung its name, saving Reiner from its clutches.
Oh, thanks, Max. I thought I was a goner.
No problem. I'm just glad you're safe. I went on to kill a few more Titans, completing our task. We reported back to our instructor, and standing beside him was Commander Levi.
You did fine work saving Reiner, newbie.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Your team has shown that they can hold up their own weight, for the most part. I have a special task for you guys. I will be giving more details in the upcoming days. Stay alert.
We'll do our best, sir. This mission sounds important. I wonder what Levi has in store for us. On days 26 through 29, I went home. With the training being completed, there wasn't much else to do other than work on my house and await Levi's orders for the next mission. I went back to the cave and gathered more stone. Sadly, I had chopped all the trees in the usual spot, so I had to go outside the walls to get more. After gathering the resources for the house, I came across a herd of sheep. I slayed them one after the other. Sweet! I got so much wool and mutton. I'm gonna eat well tonight. Suddenly, Titans began emerging from the horizon. Oh no! I immediately sprung into action and used my ODM gear to finish off the first Titan and then quickly charged at the others. With great speed, I managed to slice down Titan after Titan. However, even with my fast attacks, they still outnumbered me. They were able to hit me with their powerful attacks, but luckily my Titan regeneration abilities kept my health high. I continued to propel myself forward, slicing down every Titan that dared to challenge me. Is that the best you got? They may have been big, but they were no match for my 2 powerful blades. After an intense battle, I managed to take out the final one. That's the last of them. It was easy peasy, like slicing through butter. With my new materials in hand, I returned back to Shiganshina and began working on my house. First, I started with a roof. Since I still didn't have a ton of materials, I kept it simple. Still though, I liked the result. After it was in place, I began to work on a proper bedroom for myself. After placing the final pieces, I took a step back to see my beautiful work of art. This is starting to look a lot more homey.
Max!
I quickly ran outside to see who was calling out my name. It was Armin and Mikasa. They were here with some good news.
Max, thank goodness you're here. Commander Levi is ready to start the mission.
Count me in! On days 30 through 32, we met with Commander Levi. Standing before him, he gave us the briefing.
Thank you for meeting me on such short notice, cadets. I wouldn't be asking you 3 this unless it was absolutely necessary, but I need you to exit Wall Maria.
What? Are you insane?
There have been reports of a powerful Titan, one that, if left unchecked, would be catastrophic to our city. It is our duty to stomp this threat out immediately.
How exactly is this one more of a threat?
It is said she has more intelligence than your average Titan, so stay alert.
Yes, sir! We all left the walls on horseback and were immediately greeted by pure Titans. One of the pure titans managed to separate me from the others, but I knew I'd be fine. In the distance, I spotted it, the female titan Commander Levi was talking about. The others could easily handle themselves, especially with Mikasa there. I took this opportunity to pursue her. It'll be easier to fight her in my titan form if I'm the only one there. This is my chance to find out more about the intelligent titans. I have to gain more memories and weaken the beast's evil forces. On days 33 through 35, I chased the female titan on horseback. She was fast, but not as fast as the cart titan. Once I closed the gap, I left off my horse and used my ODM gear to propel myself towards her. Take this! I used the sun to my advantage in order to blind her, but she was agile. She'd avoid my attacks like it was nothing. Even worse, the blunt force of her punches knocked out a good chunk of my health. I could tell this titan was well trained. If I was gonna beat her, I'd have to be as persistent as possible. The fight continued. I slashed down into her, but it was almost as if nothing had happened. She was able to harden her skin, preventing damage from my blades. I can't cut through! It's like she has diamond armor!
That's right. Your pathetic blades are worthless against me.
Wait, you can talk? Just like the cart titan. Why are you doing this?
Us intelligent titans are tired of hiding in the shadows. We will bring humanity to light. You are special too, Max. Join us.
I don't fight against humanity. I stand with them.
Suit yourself.
With that, she started attacking me once again. I knew at this rate I was good as finished. Thankfully, I had my secret weapon. Lightning struck down from the sky and I transformed into a titan. On days 36 to 39, I was in the middle of combat with the female titan. Even in my titan form, she was tough. Punch after punch we fought, with both of us getting some powerful hits in. Her skin continued to harden regardless. She was agile, using an impressive roll ability to evade my attacks. Oftentimes, I would think I was closing the gap, but she would expertly move to avoid taking major damage. Thankfully, I had the power of the cart titan on my side. Using the speed I had gained from our previous battle, I was able to deal blows faster than she could harden her skin. After a long battle, I finally took her down and absorbed her power.
My name is Annie Leonhardt. As a young girl, my father would put me through intense training to make me the most powerful warrior possible. Once I was old enough to join the military, and thanks to my fighting abilities, I was selected as one of the lucky few to become one of the 9 titans. As the female titan, I have immense amounts of endurance and the ability to strengthen specific parts of my body with my hardened skin. Now that I am part of the Beast Titans army, we seek out more humans to grow our numbers. Once our work is done, all remaining humans will be transformed into mindless titans that the Beast Titan controls.
I came out of the vision now in a completely different place. Where am I? More importantly, the intelligent titans can control normal titans? That means the Beast Titan is converting humanity to make his own personal army. I can't let that happen. I have to keep taking down the intelligent titans to reveal the beast's true form. Just then, I gained 10 hearts as well as the roll ability of the female titan. Sweet!
Max!
Uh-oh. Before I could get caught, I returned to my human form.
Max, did you take down that titan all by yourself?
Yes, sir!
You're just a newbie, though. Are you sure you're not hiding something?
Of course not. What?
Well, expect another mission in the near future. Dismissed.
On days 40 through 42, I returned to my home and decided it was finally time to do some building. I started off by making the house bigger and added a kitchen with everything I could need. Afterwards, I made a small storage room to hold all of my treasures and supplies. Not too shabby. Just then, I recalled my dream from a while ago. I wasn't sure why, but it felt like it was something important. I think it holds the secrets to the next Titan's whereabouts. I went mining in search of any sort of secret basements underground. As I dug, I managed to find coal and iron. Score! I quickly smelted the iron, then made an iron pickaxe. Afterwards, I kept searching and even found diamond. I used my loot to craft a bit of armor for myself and continued going deeper. After a while, I finally discovered the basement from my dream. What secrets do you hold? I investigated for a while, without any luck, until finally discovering a strange syringe inside of a chest. What is this? Dad, please, don't go like this!
Max used its power. For good.
No! Wait, what was that? Is my dad dead? Ugh, I can't remember. On days 43 through 45, I returned home to find Levi and Reiner waiting outside for me.
Today you will be assigned a new mission to eliminate a high-profile Titan. You and Reiner will be eradicating it.
Let's do our best.
I'll be keeping an eye on the clock. If things get hairy, I'm sending reinforcements.
Yes, sir. The two of us left the safety of the walls and went on our quest. While exploring, we slayed a Titan or two, but overall it was quiet. That's strange. Levi said the Titan would be close.
Oh, he's much closer than you think.
Suddenly, Reiner transformed into the Armored Titan. What? There are more traitors than just Annie?
The 9 are all undercover, in the Shiganshina and your military. We are all sleeping right under your noses.
Does the same go for the Beast Titan?
Like I tell you, prepare to die.
On days 46 through 49, I was battling it out with the Armored Titan. I tried my best to use my ODM gear to land the attack, but my blades couldn't penetrate his skin. This isn't working! I have to transform! I transformed into my Titan form and resumed the battle. Now in my super form, I did my best to penetrate his thick skin. Still, even as a Titan, it was difficult. On top of this, his movement was of similar skill to the female Titan. He was quick and was able to dodge and weave at will. I pressed on, using anger as my primary weapon. I couldn't believe Reiner was a traitor. Enraged, I began to punch him as hard as I could over and over and over again. This wore him down. I could tell he was about to lose. It was close, but I managed to land the finishing blow, granting the Titan soul for myself.
When I was younger, I used to have a best friend. We would do everything together. One day, a Titan killed my friend, and I vowed that I would do anything to become stronger. After a lot of training, I managed to join the military, where I was able to gain that power through the skills of the Armored Titan. As the Armored Titan, my skin is stronger than even diamonds. Thanks to the Beast Titan, we have already begun to infiltrate the Survey Corps. Soon enough, we'll take down the humans from the inside.
His memory sequence ended, and I gained 10 hearts. Awesome. But there are undercover Titans hiding inside the military. I have to find out who they are and fast. On days 50 through 53, Mikasa and Armin arrived at the scene.
A Titan? Where's Max?
I couldn't speak in my Titan form, so I tried to run away instead. Unfortunately for me, Armin was able to block my path.
Now, Mikasa!
Mikasa ran in for the kill, but I knew I couldn't keep this up, otherwise someone would get hurt. I transformed back into a human.
Wait, Max, is that you?
Yeah, I'm a Titan. I explained to my friends how I had the ability to turn into a Titan and that the Beast Titan was threatening the safety of humanity.
Let me get this straight. There are 9 intelligent Titans, but you're one of them. So would that mean there's 8?
I'm not sure. The other Titans are treating me differently. I think there's something deeper. I think it's all related to my dad somehow.
Well, we'll help you get to the bottom of it.
You mean you don't want to kill me?
Of course not! You're our best friend, and we know you will never hurt us, Titan or not.
I wouldn't say the same for Commander Levi, though. If he finds out, I'm dead meat.
Our lips are sealed. This stays between us.
Thank you both. After my conversation with my friends, I reported back to Levi to tell him about the Armored Titan.
So we have traitors in our midst. We'll have to keep a keen eye on these Titan-human hybrids. I'll be sure we eliminate them all.
Right.
He cannot find out about my secret.
On days 54 through 56, Mikasa and Armin helped train my Titan form in a nearby biome. If I wanted to defeat the remaining 5 Titans, I needed to get stronger. Here goes nothing. Thanks to the power of the Cart Titan, I was able to move crazy fast.
I'd say that went well. The next test will be your endurance.
With the test of endurance, Mikasa used her expert skills to hack and slash at me. My durability had been raised immensely thanks to the new armor I gained. Even after hitting me over and over again, I was unfazed.
You're as tough as the Armored Titan now. Amazing!
For the last test, I wanted to see if I could talk. The Cart Titan mentioned that of the 9 intelligent Titans, some of them retain the ability to speak. I felt like I could do it if I put my mind to it.
Say, Mikasa is cool. No, Mikasa is cool.
How about you try something simple? Say, Max.
Max!
You did it!
I gained 3 more hearts. I felt stronger already. I could comfortably control my Titan form better than before and even speak. Before I had time to celebrate, Levi appeared.
What's an intelligent Titan doing so close to the walls? Come here, you beast.
On days 57 through 59, I was being attacked by Levi. I tried my best to fend for myself, but I didn't want to hurt him.
What are you doing standing around? Help me take down this Titan.
My friends tried to plead with the commander, but he wouldn't listen. He continued his onslaught on me. I didn't want to fight, so I tried my best to simply evade his attacks. Unfortunately for me, each slash of his blade hit like a truck. After some back and forth, I eventually used my super speed to escape from his onslaught.
Run while you can, monster. I'll take you down next time you come close to my scouts.
I managed to get away from Levi, but I was alone outside the walls. I better keep in my Titan form for safety. Just then, I spotted a strange Titan walking around in the distance. Something about her set her apart from the other common Titans around me. This doesn't look good. I better check it out. On days 60 through 63, I arrived at the place where I saw the unusual Titan. It looked different from the others. I could tell this one was going to be a lot more difficult to handle.
Well, if it isn't the traitor, you must think you're special now that you've gained more power than us.
What is that supposed to mean?
Don't play dumb with me. Join us in our quest to take over the world or die a traitor.
The only one dying is you! Enraged by the Titan's words, I charged straight at her, swinging my fists. It felt like I was hardly doing any damage. Just like the Armored Titan, she was extremely durable. She used a massive trident and was able to maneuver it around her like magic. She gained the advantage over me with the distance of a throwable weapon. Again and again, she would throw her ice-like trident, causing me massive pain. Luckily, I was able to use my speed to evade a lot of them, but I had to think of a way around this. We kept at it, charging at each other repeatedly. I could tell I wasn't doing much damage, while she continually chipped down my hearts more and more. It was so hard to dodge her abilities. Her skills with the ice spear were unprecedented, being able to swing it around her torso and the top of her head as if she was a master of combat. Something seems off. She's fighting so freely without protecting herself. I managed to get a successful strike, but she still was unfazed. Why didn't that work? On days 64 through 67, my battle with the Warhammer Titan raged on. My attacks on her nape aren't working. She must be hiding it elsewhere. I began to attack other parts of her body in an attempt to locate her weak point. If I didn't know where it was then, I just had to try them all. Of course, she barely gave me any room to strike. Twirling her spear, I was able to maneuver around with a small gap between me and the tip of her blade. Noticing that she wasn't able to reach me, she began throwing her spear to knock me back and lower my hearts. With the speed of the Cart Titan, I charged in and let out a barrage of punches, giving her no time to react. I finally located where she was and focused my attacks on her ankle. Just like that, the Warhammer Titan was no more, and her memories were now a part of me.
My name is Lara Tiber. I am the youngest daughter of the Tiber noble family. When I turned 13, I inherited the power of one of the 9 Titans. With this power, I was able to create a variety of weapons from the ground below, making me the most versatile of all the Titans. I had always felt alone until I met him. He understood the burdens of carrying great power and showed me the way. I now know that my duty lies in helping the Beast Titan take back the world.
Wait, that boy must have been the Beast Titan, but what was his name? I have to know his true form before something bad happens. Just then, I gained 10 hearts and the Warhammer Titan spear. Sick! This is gonna be awesome for my next fight. On days 68 through 70, I returned home and decided to finally finish up my build. I started by displaying some of my Survey Corps gear in picture frames. It would serve as a symbol for all of my hard work. Next, I used carpet to brighten up the place, as well as crafted lanterns to place around. With that, my build was finally complete. This place is cozy, not too bad. After all my hard work, I felt a bit hungry. I didn't want to eat my usual, so I figured I would see what the market had to offer. There were lots of options, but I ended up purchasing a fresh loaf of bread. Finally, it's time to eat.
Are you gonna finish that?
I looked over to see a strange girl staring at me. Well, I haven't even started eating it. Aren't you that weird potato girl from training?
I'm not weird. I just appreciate good food.
Where did you find that potato anyways?
On the floor.
Gross.
Look, if you give me that bread, I'll show you something cool.
Aw, man, I can't say no to cool things. I gave her the bread and she gobbled it up in a second.
Oh, that hit the spot. Now come with me.
I followed her to find that she had led me to a massive garden full of potatoes.
For sharing with me, I'll now share with you. Take all the potatoes you want.
Wow, thanks. I gathered up plenty of potatoes and headed back home. When I arrived, I found Mikasa waiting for me.
Max, I remembered something about your father that could help you.
On days 71 through 73, Mikasa was telling me vital information about my father.
I was thinking about what you told me, and I remembered there was a day you and Dad went to the forest together. It was the last time either of us ever saw him.
Huh, that does ring a bell. Maybe if I check it out in person, I'll learn something. With my new lead, I headed into the forest to see what sort of secrets it might hold. During my travels, I found an area with a small grouping of titans. It's almost as if they're protecting something. I better start here. I flew into the fray with my ODM gear and sliced each of their napes one by one. At this point, I'd become an expert with my mobility gear and blades. I was able to soar through the air effortlessly, swooping in to slice the nape of each of the titans. Still though, there were many of them, so at times they would get a hit or two on me. Still, I kept at it, flying, weaving, and slicing whenever the opportunity presented itself. With one final swing, I was able to take out the last titan, leaving nothing but a syringe alone on the ground. Another syringe? What does that mean? What did you want to show me, Dad?
This syringe holds the power of both the Founding and Attack Titans. These two intelligent titans will empower you, so you can take out the greatest evil of all.
Whoa, I feel weird. Dad, you'll pay for that! Dad, please don't go like this!
Max, use this power for good.
No! How could I forget? My dad gave me my power and died in the process. Thanks to him, I hold the power of two intelligent titans.
That's right, but not even that will be enough to stop me.
On days 74 through 77, I was standing face to face with the Beast Titan himself. Why do you hate humanity so much? What did they do to you?
What haven't they done? They are the demons of this world. They corrupt their own kind and destroy everything they touch. They must be annihilated.
And what about those who are innocent? Not all humans are evil monsters.
Enough! You know you've been a real pain in the neck. You've taken out over half of my finest titans.
You won't know real pain until I take you out.
At least I'm free. You have to live in fear of what the town thinks of you. Once your secret gets out, you'll be dead meat. Now, if you let me transform everyone, then that little problem goes away.
I'll never let you do that. I'm gonna protect the people inside the walls. I propelled myself towards the massive monster, but he was able to dodge my surprise attack.
You'll regret that little stunt.
Just then, the beast summoned a titan with a massive jaw and ran away. I knew what I had to do. I immediately lunged into battle. On days 78 through 81, I was in combat with the Jaw Titan. I knew this had to end quickly if I stood any chance catching up with the Beast Titan. At first, I tried just using my ODM gear to do some initial damage, but it became obvious very quickly that I was gonna have to call on the big guy. I transformed into my Titan form and continued the fight. Move! I knocked back the Jaw Titan with my strength, but he was persistent and did the same back. His attack dealt massive damage, so much so I would fly into the air. This wasn't an ordinary Titan, he was definitely one of the 9 intelligent ones. I'll have to deal with the beast another day. You're mine! I charged in at the Jaw Titan with all of my might, but he managed to dodge, leaving me defenseless. The Jaw Titan took the chance to whittle down my hearts with a barrage of attacks. I knew if he kept this up, I would be finished. I managed to attack him back, matching the damage he had dealt to me. We were even, but this battle wasn't close to over. We continued to land hit after hit on each other, but as we continued, I noticed I was getting the one up. Once the Jaw Titan was low enough on health, he began to run away. I can't let him escape. I need to find out more about the Beast Titan. On days 82 through 85, I chased after the Jaw Titan to finish what we had started. Thanks to my increased speed, I managed to cut him off and resume the battle. The Jaw Titan immediately lunged for my neck, but one final strike was enough to take him down. Upon his defeat, I absorbed his soul as well as the memory he was holding.
My name is Porco Galliard. From a young age, I completed to obtain the power of the Jaw Titan. My efforts eventually paid off. I can dodge with incredible ease as well as crush anything with my jaws. Mr. Jaeger, how can I help you?
It has been completed. The serum for the Beast Titan is complete.
Are you sure you want to give that to him? He's your own.
Don't let it bother you, my friend. This is just another step towards our goals.
How does he know my dad? And just who is the Beast Titan? I need to find out more. Suddenly, I gained 2 hearts and the ability to jump super high. Thank you for your power, Jaw Titan. I'll use it for good. I was about to leave when suddenly I heard the sound of ODM gear in the distance fast approaching me. Mikasa? To my surprise, Levi flew in.
I found you, monster. Prepare to die.
On days 86 through 89, I was being ambushed by Commander Levi. I did my best to duck and weave away from his powerful attacks. I didn't want to hurt him, but I couldn't let him know my secret. During the fray, X-ray, I realized he was moving strangely. He must be low on gas. Maybe he'll retreat. Just then, 2 smaller Titans arrived and attacked. Normally, they would have been a piece of cake, but without gas, Levi was dead meat. I immediately ran into action and began to fight off the runs. Being the powerful attack Titan, I took them both out with ease. Once the dust finally settled, Levi stared at me in confusion.
Did a Titan just save me? What? Who are you?
Without another word, I transformed back into my human self. I could tell that Levi was no longer a threat.
Max? I guess that explains how you took out all those Titans as a newbie.
I'm sorry. It's a long story, but I have no bad intentions. I'm using my powers for good.
Even so, this still compromises the safety of our people. I'm afraid we need to run this by the judge.
On days 90 through 92, I was sitting in trial before a judge who would dictate whether I was to live or die.
This boy is a danger to our society. He is the culmination of the very creatures we are trying to eradicate. Please have him removed to the safety of our families.
What does the defense have to say?
Your Honor, Max has demonstrated great control of his Titan form and has saved both my life and the lives of other Survey Corps members. For these reasons, I believe he should be spared.
I see. If you, Commander Levi, have this to say, then it must be true. But I cannot also ignore the major threat that poses having a Titan in our walls.
Well, what if we are able to use his Titan form to our advantage?
What do you mean?
What if we use Max as our weapon to fight back?
Why, that's the most wild idea I've heard all day. But how could I refuse? Very well. If Max can eliminate the Colossal Titan, then he's free to stay in our city.
Looks like I know who my next target is. On days 93 through 95, I left the courthouse ready to begin my next mission. However, something felt off. I looked up into the sun to find the Colossal Titan looming over the wall. I guess Colossal isn't just a name. He's massive! I rushed out to the gates, ready to confront the final Titan that stood between me and the beast. This is my city! Back down now!
You're the one who's been killing all my allies. Only myself and the Beast Titan remain. Why? Why do you betray your own kind?
Because you guys want to hurt the lives of innocent people!
This world is no longer built for them, nor is it suited for someone like you. Your journey ends here.
The Colossal Titan sent in tons of Titans to do his bidding, then backed up to watch the fight. You coward! Fight me yourself! With no other options, I rushed in to fight. Charging forward, I zipped back and forth between the Titans. Every time they got too close, I shot up into the air and spun back at them with my sharp blades. They stumbled around, trying to catch me, but I was too fast and managed to roll and jump out of harm's way. Each one I slashed went down easily. They kept on coming, but I kept on slaying. I fought off Titans left and right, but no matter what, it seemed like there was no end in sight. Come on! You guys surely get tired eventually! On days 96 through 98, I transformed into the Attack Titan to continue my battle with the Colossal Titan's goons. Although they had me in numbers, I had them in pure skill. I ran up to the horde of Titans, punching as furiously as I could. At this point, I had mastered my Titan form. My punches were consistent and deadly. I took down Titan after Titan, barely flinching when they did damage to me. I was unstoppable! I finally managed to take the last of the pure Titans out, then running up to the Colossal and killing him in one punch. Sweet! Another memory!
My name is Bertolt Hoover. Ever since I was young, I was always a skillful gunman. So, when I was placed into the military, I was quickly selected to house one of the 9 Titans. As the Colossal Titan, I have heaps of strength, stronger than anything else on this planet. And with its strength, I'm unstoppable. I remember the day I met Zeke like it was yesterday. He and I met when we were still young adults. He was eager for me to meet his father. Apparently, he was a man who knew more about Titans than anyone else, and even possessed the power of multiple intelligent Titans. He always thought that one day he would possess all of these amazing powers, but that was passed to his younger brother instead. He was only left with a single intelligent Titan's power.
Wait, the Beast Titan and I have the same father? Then that means we're brothers? On day 99, I reported back to Levi and informed him that the mission was a success.
The judge will be pleased with this. You're free to stay in these walls for as long as you like.
Thank you, sir. But I also found something else out. I explained to him all of the memories I had obtained from each of the Titans and my newfound discovery that the Beast Titan was in fact my older brother.
I see. So your battle isn't over yet. You don't have much time before the Beast Titan completes his evil plans.
Exactly. I need your help.
Come with me. I think there's something I need to show you.
I followed Levi to another area where I found all of my classmates waiting for me. What is all of this?
We've been working hard to help find a way to give you an edge on the Beast Titan.
It required the help of everyone, but we were able to make you this.
Armin then handed me brass knuckles. Huh? Why?
Our theory is that they'll grow with you when you become the Attack Titan. If so, you should be able to inflict fast, powerful damage against the beast.
Wow, this is incredible. Thank you so much. Everyone gave me their final wishes of luck, but all of it was interrupted by the sound of a huge crash. On day 100, I ran outside to find that the wall had been breached by the Beast Titan.
Yes, finally it's time for me to transform all of you pathetic worms into my army.
Back down now, Zeke.
Looks like you know the truth, brother. Yes, our father gave you the power of 2 titans and left me with only 1.
That's no reason to hurt people!
I'm not hurting people. I'm simply giving them the same strength we have.
There's a difference between the 9 titans and the normal ones, and you know that. They don't want to be mind-controlled by you.
What a shame. They soon won't have a choice.
I was sick of this, so I transformed into the Attack Titan and began charging at the beast. Zeke had me beaten size by a large amount, but because of his mass, his punches were much slower than mine. Especially with my new brass knuckles, I was able to pummel faster than ever before. Punch after punch, I weakened the beast more and more. Once I thought I had him, the Beast Titan started to throw giant boulders at me, disorienting me and chipping away pieces of my health. I knew I couldn't have him throwing massive rocks inside city limits, so I had to move the fight elsewhere. Hey Zeke, you want my powers? Come and get them! I ran outside the walls to protect the civilians of Shiganshina. Luckily, the Beast Titan followed and our fight continued. Outside the city, I was more determined than ever to take down the Beast Titan. I threw punches one after the other. The Beast Titan seemed angry, throwing rock after rock at me. That wasn't gonna stop me though. I ran at him with the fury of every intelligent Titan. I could tell he was weak, and one final blow was all I needed to defeat him. I ran in and punched him as hard as I could, killing him. I did it! After the fall of the Beast Titan, a new sensation filled my body. I could feel myself shifting into a new form, one that held the potential to wield divine power. On day 1, I spawned in as a young Thor. I was on the balcony of the royal capital, in Asgard itself. As an Asgardian god of thunder, I had a crazy amount of hearts. Wow, I'm strong right off the bat. When checking my surroundings, I noticed my brother Loki talking to my father Odin.
Come here, Thor, and join your brother. I have gifts for you.
Ooh, what is it?
As you boys know, you are not normal children. You are gods among men. As such, a god must wield a powerful weapon.
What did you get us, father?
For you, Loki, I believe 2 swift daggers are in order. With them, you can eliminate any foe quickly and quietly. Thor, I have this.
A hammer?
Not just any hammer. Mjolnir, forged from a dying star.
Cool! Wait, aren't these a little unsafe to give to children?
You are gods! Now go play, my children, and stay out of trouble.
With that, Loki and I began to explore our beautiful home of Asgard. We ran to the end of the Rainbow Bridge to get a full scope of the city. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Whenever I grow up, I'm gonna rule these lands.
Nuh-uh. I am Loki, ruler of Asgard.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No!
Yes.
We continued to argue all night about it, but that was normal. We're brothers after all. On day 2, Loki and I continued to explore Asgard in all of its beauty. Wow, this place is so cool.
It is, but I'm thinking it could use a little mischief.
What do you have in mind?
Let's go mess with that frost giant.
I don't know.
Come on, where's your sense of fun, brother?
Okay. We went down to the prison cells to say something cheeky to him. Hey you, how's the weather up there?
That's incredibly offensive.
Yes, right, like Frosty the Snowman can get offended.
Just then, the frost giant snapped, busting out of his cell and attacking us. He charged at us and began to beat us down with his massive fists. We had no choice but to fight back. We took out our weapons and began to go at the giant. Cut it out, man! We're literally little kids! You shouldn't be doing this!
Frost giant children know their manners and are punished for acting out of line.
Frost giants are dumb.
The battle raged on, but neither of us showed any signs of letting up. Just as we were about to make our final strike, Odin appeared.
What is going on down here? You could have gotten yourself killed.
But you said it, Dad. We're gods. We can do whatever we want.
I did not say that. I won't stand for this disrespect. I've have kicked people out for less.
On day 3, I woke up and realized I was now a teenager. As a teen, I had 15 hearts and felt even stronger than before. Whoa, this is sweet. I decided to take another stroll through Asgard to flaunt some of my new strength. However, while I walked, I saw that Loki was now a teenager too. Hey, you're a teen now too. Isn't this cool?
Yes, it is. We should celebrate.
What did you have in mind?
Just a little prank.
The two of us took the flint and steel and approached a nearby home.
Okay, time for a little fire.
Just like that, Loki lit a single block ablaze. What's the plan now?
We wait until the poor sod realizes that their house is on fire. Then we put it out.
Unfortunately for us, Asgardian homes were incredibly flammable. The house burst into flames, putting the entire neighborhood at risk of burning. What do we do?
I'll tell you what we're not doing. Yelling father.
What were you thinking?
We weren't thinking. We're sorry.
You boys won't listen to reason. I have no choice. You're both banished from Asgard.
Banished? But
this isn't up for discussion. Hand over your weapons.
We did as we were told and headed through the Bifrost, sending Loki and I into a whole new world. I'm gonna die here. On days 4 through 8, I was in the overworld all alone and left completely without resources. This stinks, but I guess I should gather what I need to survive. I started by punching down some trees and used that wood to make a crafting bench and a wooden pickaxe. Next, I headed to the mines and gathered up plenty of cobblestone, which I used to upgrade to stone tools. Now that I had a stone axe, I continued chopping down trees, getting even more wood than before. That's enough gathering for now. I better build some shelter. I searched until I finally found an open field perfect for building. There I used my wood and cobblestone to create a basic house. Pretty solid start. All that work got me hungry, so I killed some sheep for their meat and wool, which I used to make a bed. Finally, I cooked up some mutton for dinner and enjoyed it in my new little house. As much as I liked what I had made for myself, I couldn't help but miss Asgard. I wonder where Loki is. On days 9 through 12, I woke up to find Heimdall waiting at my door. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be guarding the Bifrost?
Oh, hurry. You have to come back to Asgard.
What? I just got kicked out.
Just trust me.
I left and followed Heimdall, who led me back to Asgard. However, when I arrived, the entire city was in disarray. Who caused all this? From the flames, a strange woman approached me.
Hello, brother.
Do you mean brother like sup brother, or are we straight up related?
Second one. Anyways, Asgard will be no more very soon.
Impossible! Our father won't let this happen!
Our father is currently dying in his throne room.
I felt my heart drop into my stomach. I didn't have a moment to waste. I rushed to the throne room to find him badly injured. Father!
Thor, I'm sorry I banished you. There isn't much time. Take Mjolnir and rebuild Asgard.
Before I could respond, my father died in my arms. No! I couldn't let my father down or the people of Asgard. I ran outside to see if there was anyone I could help save. During my patrol, I heard Heimdall call to me.
It's too late to save the realm, but I'll send as many Asgardians to the overworld as I can.
Good luck, Heimdall.
Same to you, Thor.
I went through the Bifrost, unsure of what the future of my people held. On days 13 through 15, I returned to the overworld and transformed into an adult. I now had 30 hearts and even more strength. The power of Mjolnir is mine once more. I will not waste it. I vow to rebuild Asgard to its former glory, for my family. I started by expanding onto my house, adding additional rooms, including a chest room. It's not Asgardy enough. It's missing something. I set up to the mines and found some coal, iron, and heaps of gold. I quickly smelted the iron ore into ingots and crafted an iron pickaxe. I then used it to mine all the gold ore I needed. I returned back to my home and retouched the house with my new gold blocks. It'll work for now. With my upgrades completed, I ventured out in search of more materials and potentially some Asgardians I could offer refuge. On days 16 through 19, I flew around exploring the overworld until I came across a village being attacked by a monster. I quickly landed to see what was going on.
Asgard was the first to fall, but won't be the last.
This must be Hela's doing. I gotta stop this. I rushed in to fight the beast. He was no match for my godly abilities.
I thought all the Asgardians were dead. No matter, just another to exterminate.
Not today, foul monster. Our fight continued. I admit, he was stronger than I expected him to be. Each of his hits would do a surprising amount of damage towards me. Luckily, with Mjolnir, I could fly, which I used to my advantage when I needed to heal up. I also used my lightning abilities, which hurt the monster badly. After a fierce battle, the monster fell, leaving me victorious. The villagers of the town started cheering for me, thanking me over and over again.
Hello, great hero. Would you be so kind as to join us for a feast? It would be an honor.
Food? I'm starving!
Very good. Follow me.
This is delicious! I need more!
Dude, he's eating all of our food.
Shh, he saved our butts. It's the least we can do.
Another! A feast for the ages! On days 20 through 23, I continued to search for materials I could use to expand my home. While chopping down a tree for some wood, I heard some rummaging nearby. What's that noise? I began looting around to find the source of the noise, until finally I came across an animal looting someone's belongings. Excuse me, Rabbit. Does that belong to you?
Huh? Who are you?
I am Thor Odinson, god of thunder, and mightiest warrior of Asgard. Well, what's left of it.
God of Thunder, huh? How about you whip up some lightning and give my tracker a chuck? Ah! Hey, not on me, you idiot. I meant, hey, that actually worked.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but don't do it again.
What do you seek, Rabbit?
The name's Rocket. I'm looking for my friends. We call ourselves the Guardians of the Galaxy. We got split up because of some unforeseen circumstances.
I then asked Rocket if he'd be down to join my cause. I could use a partner.
What's in it for me?
I'll help you find your friends if you help me find mine.
Deal, but not looking like that. Take this.
Rocket gave me a new suit, which gave me armor protection. Not bad, Rabbit. Thank you. With the deal made, we set off back to my home base. On days 24 through 27, with Rocket's help, I started expanding the base. We added a second layer to the house, making it much bigger. Next, we built a sizable farm. Soon, Asgardians would populate the town, and they would need a reliable source of food. After wrapping up, Rocket had a favor to ask.
So Thor, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. I'm kind of wanted by a shady mafia.
Shady who?
You know, mafia, the bad guys. Come on.
Gotcha. Where do I find this mafia man? Rocket then dropped me a map to the place.
Make sure you take out the green-suited guy. He's big trouble.
Rabbit, what did you do?
What? Nothing! I just took his doormat is all. No biggie. He don't need it.
All right, I'll do this for you. Make sure if any Asgardians come by to welcome them with open arms.
Yeah, sure, all right. Just get out of here.
With that, I promptly left New Asgard. Using the map, I flew towards the location. After quite a bit of flying, I found a town, with my brother Loki running it. On days 28 through 31, I tried to approach Loki, but I was quickly stopped in my tracks by one of his goons.
Whoa, what do you think you're doing?
I'm here to see my brother.
Loki? Ha! That's hilarious. You're toast, kid.
The goons lunged at me and began attacking me. I took out Mjolnir and began to strike them with the power of thunder, but they were tougher than they looked. They were highly skilled swordsmen and dealt a good amount of damage whenever they landed a hit. Luckily, Loki came in to break up the battle.
Brother, you finally made it. What a surprise.
What are you doing? How long have you been here?
I run this town. The people here love me.
Well, that's cool, but can you come home and help me rebuild Asgard? It's been destroyed.
No can do, brother.
What? Asgard is dead, along with everyone that we knew and loved. We have to rebuild.
I love ruling these people myself. I don't need you.
What about Hela? We need to stop her. She could come here next.
If she does, she'll feel the wrath of the most powerful god in the universe. Me, Loki.
Fine. Stay here and have your fun. Also, stay away from Rabbit. He's my friend.
You're friends with a rabbit? Just to stay out of my way, brother.
Frustrated, I stormed out of the village. On days 32 through 35, I was traveling back home when I was suddenly stopped by a group of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
We need to ask you some questions. What brings you to the overworld? What are your motives?
What? Step aside. I have done nothing wrong.
Freeze!
I ignored them, and they began to send heavy fire at me. However, their bullets were completely ineffective. I was a god after all.
Calling reinforcements!
More soldiers were summoned and stormed in to try and subdue me. They tried to overpower me with brute strength, but unfortunately for them, I could easily overpower them. Please, this won't get anywhere for you. The soldiers kept coming, and I was about to fly away when a strange man with an eye patch emerged.
Stand down, man.
What do you guys want from me?
I'm Nick Fury. I'm trying to gather Earth's mightiest heroes to form a team, and I thought you'd fit right in.
Sorry, I have bigger things to take care of right now.
I understand, but if you ever change your mind, give us a call.
On days 36 through 39, I finally returned home to find some Asgardians waiting for me in the front of my house.
Are you the son of Odin? We heard we can take refuge here.
Welcome to New Asgard. I'll build you a home as quickly as I can. I got to work and constructed a home complete with everything an Asgardian needed to live in luxury.
Thank you, Thor. Please take this golden goose egg.
I'm always happy to help. Later that day, Rocket approached me.
Hey, dude, did you kill Loki?
Nah, he's my brother, but I did get the bounty removed from you.
Brother, huh? Well, good enough for me.
Things were settled in New Asgard, so I went mining for some more materials. I gathered tons of cobblestone, so I could use it to further expand Asgard. I also came upon a good bit of iron, which would prove useful in upgrading my armor. After a lot of mining, I finally found a bit of diamond, an ore fit for a god. After a successful mining trip, I decided to get some shut-eye. On day 40, I had a horrible nightmare. I was once again in Asgard, as it burned all around me. I felt as if all of my power had been drained from me as I watched her bury my home in flames. I have to stop this. I flew up to the top of the royal capital, where I found my dad. Dad!
I hope you know how much of a disappointment you are.
No, stop.
If you were strong enough, you could have stopped her.
Please,
Save our people, son.
I jolted awake in a cold sweat. I have to stop Hela and rebuild Asgard. On days 41 through 45, I had a hard time thinking straight after my nightmare. I felt like a failure for my dad and my people. If only I was strong enough. Just then, I bumped into someone by accident. Hello, sorry, didn't see you there. The masked stranger took out a blaster and fired at me on all cylinders. I thought the bullets would be pathetic, but any hit from his blaster packed a punch. I took to the skies to avoid his attacks and struck down lightning onto him. Whenever I got the chance, I came in close to deal massive damage.
Okay, I yield.
I'm Thor. What brings you to this area?
I'm Star-Lord, looking for a friend of mine. He's a raccoon-looking guy. Have you seen him?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I do have a new rabbit friend, though. He might be able to help you.
Then lead the way.
I took Star-Lord back to New Asgard and introduced him to Rabbit. Rabbit, I'd like you to meet...
Will! Oh, thank God, man. You're still in one piece.
Yeah, with no thanks to you.
Okay. That Nova TNT was a little more powerful than I thought it'd be.
A little more powerful? You blew up a freighter.
Regardless, it's good to see you okay, Quill.
You too, man.
I decided to build a place for Star-Lord to stay since he seemed to be hanging around for a while. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Hope this works.
It's alright, but definitely give it more flair later.
Once I finished, I remembered I had a few diamonds from a few days earlier, so I crafted them into some boots. Not too bad. On days 46 through 49, Star-Lord came up to me to give me a mission.
I need help saving our buddy Groot. Hela sent some of her minions to capture him.
Any enemy of Hela is a friend of mine. I accept.
Great. He looks like a tree, so you can't miss him. Good luck.
I then set off towards the location to find Groot. I knew I was close when I spotted a group of her minions with a captured tree creature. Hey, release that tree at once. Once they spotted me, they rushed into attack, and I did the same. They were able to fly, but luckily, so was I. I struck them down with my lightning, but they were incredibly evasive. Hold still! I took down the final monster, thinking the battle was won until a giant monster revealed itself.
Prepare to die, Asgardian.
This creature was much stronger than his smaller counterparts, but I was the god of thunder. I took him down with my powerful lightning and evaded his own aerial attacks. Once defeated, the monster dropped a ton of gold blocks. Wow, this is perfect for New Asgard. I took out my pickaxe and freed Groot from his prison.
I am Groot.
No problem. You must be Groot.
I am Groot.
I have seen your friends. That's why I'm here, actually. You ready to see them?
I am Groot.
Awesome, let's go. We then headed back to the base where he was reunited with his friends Star-Lord and Rocket. While they were catching up, I chose to start building another house for Groot to stay in. I started by getting some shears and taking the leaves off of an oak tree. I then got to building. I went with the tree look and love how it turned out. Once finished, Rocket came up to me super excited.
Hey, I wanted to thank you for saving my friend. I made another armor upgrade for you to show my gratitude. Here, try it on.
Wow, thanks Rocket. This is gonna help a ton. On days 50 through 53, I continued to look for more Asgardians in need of shelter. I found a small group, which I happily directed back to my base with a map.
Is there food?
The finest in all the lands.
Are pets allowed?
If they don't eat people, then yes. They thanked me and I took to the sky once again in search of anyone else who was nearby. During my travels, I spotted a village and decided to see if they knew anything about the whereabouts of my people. Excuse me, sir, have you seen any— Achoo! I accidentally zapped the group with lightning, splitting them into a group of witches and lethal villagers. Oops, sorry.
A little thunder boy, perfect for my potions.
Move in, boys.
The witches and lethal villagers started to attack. They threw different potion bottles at me and fired their weapons. I could easily overpower them, but I didn't want to hurt them. Ah! Please stop! I pleaded with them, but the onslaught continued. I had no choice but to fight back. If I didn't, they would hurt the innocent villagers. I was much more powerful than them, taking down each of them with relative ease. Okay, I feel super bad about that. Don't accidentally throw your hammer at villagers. Noted. I returned to New Asgard and saw the Asgardians I had recruited arrive safely. To get my mind off the Witch Village, I decided to expand the city some more with new structures for them to live in.
Thank you.
All in a day's work, citizen. On days 54 through 57, I left my house to find another Thor talking to my friends. What the heck? Who are you?
Whoa, imposter.
What? No, you're the imposter, imposter!
Alright, this is getting real sussy. 2 Thors? Which is the real one?
Rocket decided to hold an interrogation to decide which one of us was the real Thor.
Each of us Guardians will ask a question only the real Thor would know. Quill, you start.
Okay, what is my favorite cereal?
Huh? How would I know that?
Captain Crunch.
Correct. That's 1 point for Thor number 1.
Captain what?
Quiet, Thor number 2. We're asking the questions around here.
I am Groot.
Oh, I know, right?
I'm sorry, what did the tree say?
I am Groot.
I understood you, Groot. I took your language as an elective course on Asgard.
Dang.
Just then, the second Thor transformed into Loki and took off running.
Goodbye.
Come back here! On days 58 through 61, I chased Loki through a number of biomes, but even a god would have to slow down eventually. When I caught up, he immediately began to attack me. I had no choice but to fight back. I used Mjolnir to strike him from afar, then try to come in close, but the minute I did, he teleported away from me. Where'd you learn how to do that?
I've learned a lot since we've last spoken.
All of a sudden, he created multiple clones of himself which all swarmed onto me at once. They might have been copies, but they all felt just like the real one. Ah! I knew I wouldn't get anywhere fighting an army, so I took the skies and shot down lightning from above. I managed to take out each and every clone, leaving only the real Loki remaining.
Oh, brother. You've got me?
Why did you flee from me?
Hello's after us both, don't you get it? Might as well have some fun while it lasts.
Now isn't the time for fun! When will you learn that? Before I could say another word, he vanished before my eyes. Ugh, that slippery snake! On days 62 through 66, I walked out my door to find all the Guardians waiting for me.
Hey, we got a lead on the whereabouts of one of our teammates, Drax. We're gonna go look for him. You wanna come?
Nah, I'm good here. The Guardians left, leaving me some time for myself. Everything was going great until suddenly a horde of Hellas minions attacked. You may have taken my old home, but not my new one. I flew into the fray, clutching Mjolnir tight as I summoned lightning from the heavens. I shot down the foes one by one and landed to get in some close combat as well. They were tough, but no match for the power of a god. Unfortunately for me, they had me up in numbers. More and more kept coming. When will this end? Just then, Hela appeared from the crowd.
I finally found little Thor Odinson.
I will crush you for what you have done to our people!
Why, I'm only showing them the same hospitality I received. I'm tired of being imprisoned. I'm taking this wretched city back.
She began to attack me with a flurry of thorns and powerful attacks with her fists. Not only was she powerful, but she was fast and similar to Loki, could teleport. I used all the power I had to try to take her down, but my attacks were completely ineffective. I couldn't fight anymore and waited for her to make the final blow that would end it all. Ugh, why don't you just kill me now?
Watching you struggle is half the fun.
Hela left with the remainder of her minions, leaving me defeated in New Asgard. Mjolnir isn't enough. I have to find more ways to train. On days 67 through 71, the Guardians returned from their mission with one of their friends at their side.
Whoa, you look awful. What happened?
It's a long story. Who's this?
I'm Drax. Maybe there's something I can help you with.
I explained the situation with Hela and how I was no match for her power.
Actually, I have some information on the location of a rare artifact. It's said to possess a lot of power if you can get your hands on it. Take this map and you'll see what I mean.
Thanks. I'll start preparing for the journey. I started by expanding New Asgard more and prettying it up so it would be in good shape while I was away. I replaced the cobblestone with quartz and added plenty of gold accents to call back to our Asgardian roots. It took a lot of work, but once it was complete, New Asgard had an entirely different feel. Even better than before. With my expansion completed, I went mining and found even more diamond I could use for upgrades. I crafted it into some new armor and set off towards the location on the map. Let's do this! On days 72 through 75, I followed the map Drax gave me until I finally arrived at a battle arena. This isn't a dungeon. I investigated it further to find that the arena was full of people with warriors battling at the center.
Welcome to the Contest of Champions. Battle it out, climb the ranks, and win the rare and valuable Stormbringer prize.
Whoa, that must be the artifact! I need that! I signed up without another thought and was put directly into my first match. The other competition were pushovers, so I knocked it out of the water. Fight after fight I won, even throwing Mjolnir to one-up my opponents. Why haven't I been doing this sooner? Finally, I made it to the championship match. Who can stand up to a god?
For the final match, Thor, Lord of Thunder, will be facing none other than the Hulk.
Just then, the Hulk burst into the wall and the audience went wild. Uh-oh. The championship match commenced, but the Hulk didn't earn his title for nothing. He slammed his fists into the earth, which sent shockwaves everywhere. Every direct hit also gave me gamma radiation poisoning. It was no question that he surpassed me in strength, but I did one-up him in something. Speed! I threw Mjolnir at him from afar, and even took to the skies to shoot lightning at him. You can't hit what you can't catch.
Hulk smash!
I continued hitting him down with Mjolnir whenever I could get an opening. After a lot of back and forth, I finally took down the Green Giant.
And the winner is Thor.
Yes, I did it! I was awarded Stormbringer for my efforts and left the stadium with the audience roaring behind me. On days 76 through 79, I was flying home with my new prize and went to test it out on some mobs. It was incredibly powerful, which knocked down all the mobs with ease. Haha! Another step closer to victory. When I finally arrived at New Asgard, I found Loki waiting for me outside my home.
I heard about your battle with Hela, and I want to help. Got my hands on a recipe that could amplify your powers immensely. I just need you to get a few things.
What's the catch?
There isn't one. Why do you always think that I have bad intentions?
'Cause you always do. But I don't have much of a choice. I agree. Loki handed me his grocery list and I headed off in search of the ingredients. The first thing on the list were poppies, which I found easily in a plains biome. Easy! Second was some honey. I found a tree that housed a beehive nearby. I retrieved a bucket of honey with almost any hiccups. Ah! The final ingredient on the list was the Power Stone. What? How am I supposed to find that? I was about to give up when I noticed there was another page on Loki's note. I turned it and read what it said. P.S. The Power Stone is guarded by a beast on the peak of a mountain. Love, Loki. Well, I guess I know where I'm headed next. On days 80 through 83, I pinpointed the location of the Power Stone and landed at the peak of a mountain. There, a monster waited for me inside its lair. Here goes nothing. I charged into battle, trying to get the one-up on the beast, but it was more powerful than anything else I had faced before. Each of its punches would send me flying back, and it had the power to manifest gems from the ground. I did my best to evade its attacks and land some of my own. I used my ability to throw Mjolnir to hit him from afar, then took to the sky when he got too close. After a furious fight, the Guardian finally fell. Don't mess with a god! It dropped the Power Stone, which I picked up as the final ingredient. I returned to Loki with all the new loot and handed it over to him for the potion.
Excellent work, brother. Now I can get to work.
I waited for a little while until finally Loki returned with a potion which he tossed over to me. Bottoms up, I drank down the mysterious potion, feeling my body change almost instantly. I had finally reached my most powerful form. Fat Thor? Why do I suddenly want to play Fortnite? Loki!
Okay. It's the real one.
He gave me another potion, which I drank and transformed into my true final form. I now had 50 hearts and unimaginable strength. Now this is more like it. Thank you, brother. On days 84 through 87, I wanted to spiff up New Asgard more to make it feel more like a unified city. Time for some good old-fashioned building. I started by adding more buildings to the town, beefing up the neighborhood, as well as some more residential areas for the Asgardians to enjoy. This included a community center and a central plaza for everyone to hang out in. Lastly, I added lampposts to light the new pass, as well as some benches for people to sit on. This completed the renovations I had in mind, making the city more lively than ever. This is great, but I'm gonna need a front line to protect New Asgard. That Nick guy said to call, but with what? Nick! Suddenly, Nick Fury walked up to me.
You called. My offer still stands if you're up for it.
Yeah, I'll join your team, but I need you to help me take out Hela.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has your back.
I built a small S.H.I.E.L.D. HQ for the agents to stay in while they were here to help. I made sure to add in a map room as well in the event of an attack. I finished constructing the HQ, officially completing New Asgard in all of its glory. You'd be proud of this, Father. Our people will live on. On days 88 through 90, I saw Loki hanging out by himself, so I decided to go up and talk to him. Hello, brother. I was curious as to why you came back. What happened to Loki Land?
There was a teeny, tiny problem.
Wow, the humanity!
Apparently, a Loki from an alternate timeline wanted to dominate the place.
Then let's take it back together. We both left New Asgard. After some traveling, we made it to Loki Land. He wasn't kidding. The entire place was infested with gators. We both started battling it out with the scaly beasts. They were technically all Lokis, so they were pretty tough. Die, foul beast! With a lot of persistence, we managed to take down all the evil alligators. Finally, Loki Land is ours once again.
Great. Let's go home, shall we?
What? Don't you want to stay?
No. I've grown bored of this place.
On days 91 through 93, I plan to do some recon on Hela. I'm too muscular and handsome. How am I supposed to stay discreet? Just then, Loki walked up to me.
I've got you, brother.
He then threw a potion, turning me into a snake. Heck yeah! I love snakes! Now in my new form, I headed off. I traveled for a while, eventually finding a Hela outpost full of guards.
Wait a sec. Is that snake eavesdropping on our conversation?
Are you insane? That's a snake. It's being a snake.
Man, I just want to have my lunch break.
No can do, pal. We gotta stay here. The invasion of New Asgard is only in a matter of weeks.
They're going to attack New Asgard? With that information, I headed back to New Asgard. Once I was back, Loki turned me back into a human. A battle is on the horizon, but I am gonna be victorious. On days 94 through 96, Star-Lord came up to me with a request.
Hey, Thor. I wanted to know if you could help us look for the final member of our team. Her name's Gamora, and we can't find her anywhere.
Sure thing. What's she look like?
She's green. Can't miss her.
I'll look around. I took the sky in search of the last member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't long until I found her. But when I did, she was talking to the Mad Titan Thanos.
Where is the Power Stone, daughter?
I don't know. Even if I did, I'd never tell you.
Daughter?
Why would I help you wipe out half the universe anyway? That's insane.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills, daughter. The universe requires correction. And if you won't help me, you're only standing in my way.
Just like that, they started fighting each other. I had no choice but to step in and help.
Who is this? A friend of yours?
He's helping me stop you. And that's all that matters.
The purple monster was definitely a challenging foe. He wielded a giant blade, one that could do tons of damage. Luckily, Gamora was a skilled fighter. They both took turns striking Thanos, weakening him. After a lot of hits back and forth, I managed to get a good hit on him, ending the fight.
Gah! How are you so powerful?
It was probably the Power Stone smoothie I drank earlier. Super delicious.
You did what? You fool! I needed that stone.
Sorry, dude. It was the only way to make me stronger.
Ugh. We will finish this fight another day, Asgardian. Someday soon.
Thanos teleported away, leaving just Gamora and I to talk.
Thanks for the help. I don't think I could have stopped him by myself.
No problem. Glad I could help.
You want to tell me who you are and why you helped me?
Oh, right. The name's Thor, God of Thunder. The Guardian sent me to find you.
Star-Lord is here? Where are they?
I'll take you to them. Follow me. On days 97 through 98, I returned to New Asgard and reunited Gamora with the rest of the Guardians. Finally, the entire team was together again.
You actually kept your end of the bargain, so I'll keep mine. The Guardians of the Galaxy are here to help.
Thank you. I know you will all be powerful warriors. I knew that Hela's invasion was on the horizon, and preparations needed to be made. So I checked in with Nick Fury to see the status of his men.
We're ready when the time is right.
Very good. We're gonna need all the help we can get. After that, I returned home to find Loki inside. Hello, brother. Are you ready for battle?
Of course, I'm just a little worried.
Why would the God of Mischief ever be worried?
She could arrive at any moment. Not even Asgard's greatest warriors could stop her.
Even so, she doesn't stand a chance, because she's up against the two sons of Odin.
You're right. If you've got my back, then I have yours.
On day 99, I heard the sound of footsteps approaching New Asgard in the distance. Hela was getting close. This must be the invasion. Everyone get into position. Everyone stood ready as the enemy army revealed themselves over the horizon, led by none other than Hela herself.
Ah, so you prepared my entrance. That's a bit annoying.
You will not succeed in taking New Asgard, sister.
I took down a kingdom. This little town would be a breeze.
Both our armies charged forward in the battle that would decide the fate of Asgard. My men were strong, but her own warriors had improved their skills since the last attack. The two sides faced off with each other viciously. The sounds of clashing weapons and gunfire filled New Asgard. My men were very resourceful and used their knowledge of New Asgard's landscape to their advantage.
Push him in! Push him in!
Thanks to the help of my friends, I was able to set my sights on Hela. It was finally a fair fight, just the two of us. For my father! Hela threw her thorns at me from afar just as before, but this time they were slower and more powerful. She also quickly teleported to evade my attacks. However, I was now far more capable for the battle. Thanks to the power from Loki's potion, my attacks did incredible damage.
You're a real pain, you know that?
She started to teleport in small spurts away from the battle in an attempt to flee, but I wasn't gonna let her get away that easily. My men stayed and held her army off while I pursued her. On day 100, I followed Hela back to old Asgard where I noticed it looked weirdly different. This place has seen better days. Hela waited on the opposite side of the bridge, ready for battle.
This is it, little brother. You versus me.
We don't have to do this, sister. Lay down your weapon and fight for our people.
It's too late for that. My people outcast me long ago. They thought I should be feared, so I'll give them something to be scared of.
Then you leave me with no choice. Let's tango. We charged into battle, matching each other's strength and speed with devastating blows. I threw Mjolnir as hard as I could, trying to disorient her, but this proved to be useless. She was basically invulnerable. Still, I trudged on. Her skills were impressive.
This is useless, brother. Lay down your arms and join my army.
Just then, Hela took to the skies. I followed close behind, using Mjolnir as a means to close the gap. We then landed on a nearby roof and continued the battle. You've ruined enough Asgardian lives, Hela. It's time for this to end.
I won't stop until my last breath.
Hela continued to throw her blades at me, dealing massive damage. I saw I was beginning to lose this battle, so I retreated back to the Rainbow Bridge to even the playing field. I feared my end would be soon, but luckily, Loki arrived.
I've got your back, brother.
Excellent! Let's do this together! Loki and I began to duke it out with our sister. With his help, the tide of battle began to turn in our favor. We hit her back and forth, her disorientation increasing by the second.
2 versus 1. How pitiful. No matter. I'll destroy you both.
Who said anything about 2 versus 1?
Just then, Loki cloned himself, each of them charging into battle. They overpowered her, almost immediately hitting her off the Rainbow Bridge. I jumped down to join Loki and his clones. She was outnumbered and quickly losing. She tried to run away from our small army, but I quickly pursued her on foot. With anger in my heart, I sent multiple bolts of lightning onto her, killing Hela and ending this war. We did it! We did it! Just like that, Asgard and my people were saved from the clutches of Hela.